remember too, stealth can be used for more than just stealth. You can use it for shadowing. You can use it for to keeping things quiet.
Right.
So it's a very flexible skill.
That's kind of why I was more inclined to do that, especially since it seemed like we did have the other social skills covered. Because everything was rolling at a 50, which is not bad, but it's not amazing either. Stealth is on a 60.
I will say, I prefer characters who can't do this magical, I now roll against 200 nonsense, or over 100, and basically can't fail. That to me makes the character very uninteresting.
Can get that. To be fair, we are quite a bit of experience away from that actually happening, though.
Yeah, like
I would say that.
Talk to Theo. Talk to Theo.
Like,
you can do
no,
that
no,
with
like,
1,000 XP.
I say that because I see that I can see that quite often with some characters, and it makes that aspect of the character very uninteresting. It's like, oh great, you can hit a target, and you know, you're an excellent marksman. Okay, great. How is that interesting if you're going to hit every shot?
But there's also the other thing too. The reason why some people do it isn't to guarantee success. It's because with the original Dark Heresy 1 was really bad for this. With the original campaigns, there was tests. It's like, okay, -50 tech use test. So if you don't have plus 40, you fail.
Oh no, I've seen characters where I've been like, cool, you get a -40. And it's like, okay, cool, I'm still rolling over 100 as target. Like
that's true. That's true.
Like that is just total nonsense.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just uninteresting bullshit.
I will give you that there's being good at something and there's being like break the game good at something.
Yeah, which is why I found the characters I liked most in season 1 were the characters that always had challenge. They were more of a jack of all skills than a I'm amazing at X.
And see, well, here's an example. One of my bonuses is I get plus 20 to tech use tests with unfamiliar or forbidden items. But with stuff like that, I should be getting a negative, like, 50 on a lot of that stuff. So that plus 20 just mitigates it.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, hello and welcome to Dark Heresy 2nd Edition, Suicide Cell, Season 2, Episode 6, Potato, 1749. Sorry, that felt... that intro was ridiculously long when I said that. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Deadlight. I am joined by Seb.
Hello.
I'm joined by Rachel. I am joined by Samuel.
Hello.
I'm joined by Scott.
I am ready to play.
From across
Ready
the
to
room.
play.
Okay, cool. And I'm also joined by Serene.
Pew pew.
Last time you were basically a train wreck. So you arrived at that planet with a stupid name because no one can be bothered to name it. Oh, what is it actually? It's like X. I did actually write down a name somewhere. And my prep was not finding out the name. Oh yeah, its name is TS-KX456-375.
That's perfectly legit. You
Oh,
know,
so
Mechanicus name.
I wasn't that far off with my mashing of the keyboard.
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of what I did. There was even an X in there. But, so you arrived at the snowy frontier worlds. You were given a place to stay. You
By
talked
that
to...
Dick Saffros. Don't forget
Oh, yes.
Saffros. That guy.
That
You know,
guy.
that local noble who's, you know, just trying to be nice and kind, and you're just like, I hate him! Like, the entire party.
House 4. 4.
It was I can never forgive him for this slight, ever.
He's lucky we didn't bomb his house.
Jesus.
Stuff can still happen this time around.
I could make a bomb. Just say the word.
Please. You start your investigation. You saw I believe it was the Burning Sun was the local radicals.
Yeah.
Order of the Burning Sun.
Alright.
Yeah. They created a bomb, and before you found out even where they were going to try and bomb, you stole the bomb, tried to bomb House Itrus, and then House Itrus threw it into a nearby apartment block.
You're saying
Alright,
these
yeah.
things like in an accusatory manner. I don't understand.
Active for what we wanted.
Then you returned to, you went to the heart of town where they were panicking, you know, because some poor hab block had been bombed. Snuck into the escape pod, managed to see a recording from what you imagine is a space marine, but unfortunately it was quite staticky. Sorry, I keep burping. And decided to take the memory from said escape pod.
After arguing for what 10 minutes of what to do with it.
Yeah. Then in your escape, one of you decided to sniper
That was
out
me.
the driver of effectively a makeshift ambulance.
That was definitely me.
Yeah.
Actually, no, wait, that definitely wasn't me.
No,
And then-
that was
no.
yeah, definitely not. We got 11 degrees of blame diversion afterwards.
Yes.
And then it smashed into the chapel doors and went into the chapel before exploding.
Hey, but they are able to get out of the drop pod without issue.
Escape pod.
Escape pod.
True.
The pod.
It's your fault. You called the drop pod like 8 times.
I know, it is my fault. I'm sorry. It is an escape pod.
And I was actually helping. You know, honestly helping. For once.
Yeah, instead of this not so helping that he kind of does sometimes.
Semi-helping.
Passively aggressively helping.
Indeed.
The real helping was that 11 degrees of blame deflection.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you do some blame diversion, and then you retire back to your apartment, your estate, whatever. You have also captured one of the members of the Burning Sun.
Right.
What do you do now?
Oh yeah, we ordered some torture people. Woohoo!
Do you...
Or no.
Hmm?
Hmm.
Not much
I-
of a-
I was gonna say the first thing I think we would do is we would hand over the founding code to Romulus from the escape pod because we couldn't really understand it very well. Probably coming back from spreading what's it called the bullshit lies that were effectively designed to just keep any blame away from us and say,
What kind of code was it?
Zitar, you have the recording, right?
Of course. What do you think
Romulus
I
can
am?
help decipher it then.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with it. Sure. I'll toss it on over.
Catch it. What?
I like how you're
I'll
throwing
catch
this
it.
valuable clue that's been here for
That's what I was
10,000
roll to catch
years.
Yes, yes, it's a very shiny bauble. We understand.
Yeah, it's... I'm sorry. I know you care a lot about your toasters and boxes.
No, it's a religious thing. I don't like religious things. They
Okay.
give me goosebumps.
So yeah, I'll try. I'll at least try to catch it. I don't know how successful I'll be.
Roll to
It's
catch.
not like
Roll to catch.
it's not like I'm fastballing it at you.
Roll a 1d100.
God.
First, the catching or throwing?
That's for catching.
Oh, okay, catching. I was
Don't
sure,
worry
like-
about it. Nah, don't worry about it. Flavia got it. Telekinetic.
Okay, you do catch it.
That's impressive. Yes.
Can you give me an Archaeotech roll, please?
Archaeotech, I have that.
Yes, you do. That's why I just looked up your character sheet. Because I feel like this is appropriate.
Aww.
Roll it, Sam.
You know what? I will fate point that out of curiosity.
Okay.
I feel like this is important to know. And this is I'm using Architect to decipher it.
No, this is just like sort of noticing something about it.
Oh, actually, in that case, no, I won't use that. I thought this was to decipher. Never mind.
No, Okay, that's fine. You don't recognise it. It's not standard Imperial. It's definitely human, but it's not standard Imperial.
Okay.
So, yeah. What would be trying to get into it? That would probably be security to get into it.
Yeah, security or cryptology, depending on how I'm doing it.
Yeah, let's go with... How are you going to go about doing it?
Okay.
Did somebody say cryptology?
There's scholastic lore cryptology, which can be used to decipher or create codes. But anyways, how I would get into this is that I would plug it into my data slate. Like I manufacture a way to get it to plug in if it wasn't easy, just so I can access directly and see what I could get from this information and see if what kind of codes I'm worth dealing with first before I do anything else.
Okay, that would be security. But I shall give you a +10.
Okay.
Because it's quite easy just to determine what the code is. To sort of like.
Yeah.
It is Imperial. Sort of. There's lots of. The newest sort of code on it is definitely Imperial, but the older code is a bit unusual, a bit odd. The main issue with it is it's not actually encoded, it is corrupted.
Oh.
I mean, it has been sitting on this planet for a good number of years.
Could I create a code that would translate it into something readable? Like, basically, get what information, like, scan through it.
Yeah.
And extract information that's not corrupted and just ignore the corrupted information for now.
Sure. What would you like to roll that off?
I'm not quite sure what that would be. That's not something we would... I'm thinking there's no trade for that, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Trade cryptographer.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think
Which
that
I happen to
that's
have.
trade.
No, I don't think it's
It's a
cryptography.
trade. I have
It's
it.
trade? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's trade cryptographer because that's more deciphering a code. This is more.
Yeah, this is a recognizable code. The issue is it's corrupted, so I'm trying to save what's there, and there's no. I hate to say it. I think it's tech use.
It is. I think it is tech use. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I know the answer is probably no, but you never know. Combi tool, does that take effect here?
No.
I'm pretty sure that. You never know sometimes.
Didn't you say you had something to do bonuses when you are?
Oh, dealing with unfamiliar device plus 20 if I have a forbidden lore. So that would be another plus 20 on that.
Yeah, this would be a case where that plus 10 applies.
Okay, so that's actually add two more degrees.
Yeah. So you scan through, and yep. It sort of sorts out what it can from it. There's a series of coordinates, like lots of different systems. There is 2 videos. And one of the videos is set to respond like sort of the first thing that reply, like sort of prior to this will play before any accessing any additional information.
Okay. And number 2.
The second video seems to be on there. It might be it doesn't seem like it's intentional data, if that makes sense. It's sort of like buried deeper in the code, like partly overwritten.
Okay.
Sort of.
Could I recompile it and play it?
You may with those successes. The first video, it opens up with the bridge of a ship. There is a space marine. You recognise it from all the statues. Their armour is a bit odd. It's not the stuff you see in a lot of Imperial statues, but it's definitely recognisably a space marine, and you can tell it's a space marine because there is also a person nearby, like in the background, for scale, and like, if that person is like 5 to 6 foot tall, like a normal human, this Space Marine's closer to 10 foot tall. Massive. He seems to be quite high ranking, and is wearing. I've got to remember the flipping. I knew I forgot. I knew I'd. Yeah, no, I was forgetting which chapters I said were on this planet.
Oh.
I know I said it at some point.
Oh, we have it in some of these chats, I think.
Yeah, it's somewhere.
Hang on a sec. Should find it.
Just so I can remember which color scheme.
I know there was like Dark Angels or something like that.
Yeah.
When you guys find out, could I roll Scholastic Lore Heraldry?
You may.
Okay.
What the hell did I put it?
Clues, maybe? No?
Oh, there it is. He's wearing a bright green armor.
Okay.
You don't recognize it?
You get like a 30 on Scholastic Lore Infused Knowledge. 50. It looks like there's the extra minus 20 in there for not knowing it.
Yes, they're using the errata, the Discordia errata.
Oh, okay, got you. Didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I use that version because it's a bit more balanced in my opinion.
You're not wrong. Infused Knowledge was like ridiculously powerful otherwise.
I mean, it's still ridiculously powerful if you are a sage as well, because you can spend a fate point. I automatically know about this. But yeah, no, you don't recognize it. So, looking it over, it's still a bit fuzzy and a bit staticky, but he goes, "Greetings, Battle Brother. Due to the damage of our astropath array, we have only been able to send a single brief signal from here before it completely broke. As such, you have followed and recovered one of the 2 escape pods. Detailed in its memory banks are a number of potential nexus points for the beast we fought on Jaskit 7, as theorized by Majos Sifrit. Unfortunately, the list is extensive as the Majos machine was not as accurate as hoped. We will continue our investigation and attempt to locate it so that the War Master may bring a war fleet to destroy it, and avoid the doomsday scenario described by the Majos." And then it stops.
Okay. I will then play the second video.
The second video seems to be from a helmet camera. And it is of... Again, you assume it's a Space Marine from the sort of heights, and you see in a... You overlook a large hall, some sort of hangar bay, and unfortunately there is no sound. But in the hall there are about 25 Space Marines, plus one large machine in sort of like a light blue colour, aka Dreadnought. And the person, whoever this helmet camera is from, steps up to the balcony, like the edge overlooking the hall. He must say something because everyone in the hall stops and turns to look at him. There is about 5. You reckon that this is 5 different chapters because there are 5 groups of 5 Marines, with 1 or 2 others sort of lingering in the corner, but you can't see them too well.
Would I know that's semi-unusual?
You would probably guess that it is unusual because, I mean, yes, Space Marines are really powerful, but like, to see so many and of so many different heraldries is odd.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's unusual to say the least. Also, give me a Archaeotech.
Architect?
Yeah, Archaeotech. Sorry, my brain switched off. Nope. Don't recognise anything more from the video.
Aw.
It is of Imperial design, though. Oh, human design.
Yeah, there's nothing crazy Xeno crap, in other words.
No, there's nothing that jumps out obviously. Like, oh.
Whoa.
I assume you show this to everyone else.
Yeah, I wouldn't be hiding this at all. If somebody was standing over my shoulder, I wouldn't care.
Okay.
Which I assume at least one other person is.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just enjoying warmth and just chilling out.
Ooh, actually, Julian, can you give me
Yes?
Trey's Voidfarer?
Okay.
I say I assume Zhang is bringing the what's it called, the truck that we stole. I mean, appropriated back to our spaceship, and that's what he's doing with his time. He's getting the truck back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just putting it in a garage, if you will. A garage that flies.
So you can steal it later. No, okay, fair enough. Nobody spots anything else interesting from the video.
Well, we can analyze it later in more detail.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to get somebody with expert knowledge of old Space Marine stuff. Was I really able to get a date on this from the data I extracted?
It is around the 31st millennium.
Jesus. I don't think anybody's even alive who has that kind of knowledge. Like that my character would know about.
Yeah, no, this is from the dawn of the Imperium, sort of.
Okay, could I roll a commerce on this? How valuable is this? How valuable is this data? Seriously though.
Yeah, sure, you can give me a commerce roll.
I would also like to know that.
To the right people, this sort of footage is priceless. To members like the Ecclesiarchy, they would do anything to get their hands on sort of footage of five different Space Marine chapters all in the same area.
Yeah,
from,
that's what I'm thinking.
Like,
Figured out
Wanna know
what we
what
can do
Zetar
now.
thinks about that?
Let's just go sell. Let's just go sell the footage and retire.
I'm not going to say how valuable it is. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to mention that. I was more curious than actually seriously considered selling it.
yeah, like it is one of those priceless things.
Okay,
You know what
so
Zetar thinks about that?
Oh,
Piece of shit is what I think about that.
reminds me.
so
I
what
really
I would like.
do need a copy of these files.
Why? So what I would want to do is I'd
Delete
want. No, doesn't leave it. On my data slate, I want to create like a separate partition, encrypt the shit out of it, and and just save a separate copy.
Okay.
Just to keep this safe, in case anything else goes, because it's just separate from the rest of my data,
Yeah. Okay.
just in case.
Though I have a deal I need to make with a person that collects unique things. This might be a right thing I need.
It would also make the escape pod that much more valuable, because while yes, it is a relic at the moment, it is only believed to be part of from a space from the Relentless Retribution where Space Marines were. This footage confirms it.
The problem is, how did we get the footage?
No,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
No, you're not thinking like out of the box. How do we get the drop pod?
Escape pod.
No, we're not getting the truck pod.
Escape
We're
pod.
not stealing from the Ecclesiarchy.
So,
Of course we are.
we have a plane. I just can't guarantee it. We'll get it out quickly. But we do have a plane to get it out with.
I was gonna say I'm notorious for scamming the Ecclesiarchy. That's my character's MO before this all started.
We just need a really,
Reason.
really good plan to knock everybody in town out for at least, like, an hour.
So,
Oh.
orbital bombardment?
You
we
are
just
fully
need to
aware your
bomb
boss is up in
Saffron's
orbit.
I was gonna say, maybe bomb Saffrost's house?
For fuck's sake.
That would
Look.
be a bonus.
We just need a gas that just knocks everybody out and just like spread it around town. It'd be good.
Carbon monoxide. I've heard that's really good for them.
Jeez, you guys.
I'm a
prisoner
greedy
to-
lizard.
I'm a greedy lizard.
I'm from a rogue trader. Profit
Like I
is
said,
profit.
I'm not saying how much this is worth it. It's
Yeah.
I'm keeping that very close to myself.
And Rex, you think this is totally valuable. This is totally worthless with your flipping 4 degrees of
Yeah.
failure.
It's a worthless piece of shit. What the fuck are we holding on to it for? We got what we wanted.
Well, one thing I am tempted to do is I'm tempted to return the data chip to the drop pod for safekeeping. I'm assuming it'd be safer there. Sorry, yes, escape pod.
Another thing you would know is, if this one had a working memory after all this time, the other one is likely to have a working memory as well. And between the two, you'd be able to reconstruct this information much, much quicker.
That's good. I need to
So-
get a second data slate. And a cogitator. Would I... Is there a market on this city that would be able to sell a cogitator?
We can just
Um,
order one from Orbit.
That
Yeah.
too, yeah.
Yeah,
that
you
would
can,
make this
you can
much
get one
easier.
audited from orbit, and Arix has put a box of data slates on your ship.
Oh, okay. Then, are they encrypted data slates, like Inquisition encrypted, or just
Yeah,
regular data
like-
slates?
They're encrypted with inquisitorial codes, because
Okay.
Cute.
there may or may not have been an incident where one of the tech party secretaries got repeatedly hacked.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Repeatedly hacked, like a good 4 times. Twice in the same
Oh.
session.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Keep
If
that in
Zero
mind.
encrypted those bitches, you ain't getting into them.
oh no, no,
Oh,
it was his brain that he, he got hacked into.
No, I'm talking about the data.
Oh
slate.
yeah, yeah.
So wait, there is a box of data slates here that
Yeah,
that I
they're-
can use.
They're on the shuttle.
Okay, I'll go and grab one, and like I'll put the data on it, and like keep it in my underwear type thing.
Yeah, keep it
No,
safe.
when he leaves, I copy the data.
From what? I have everything on me.
Oh,
He
you have
leaves with
everything
the
on
stuff.
you. He leaves
Like-
with the stuff. No, he ain't leaving alone. I also demand a copy. Give now.
I'm not sure how many times it could be copied. But okay, I'll give you a copy. I'm not sure why you want one.
You don't.
Wait a
need to
second.
worry
Is this a
about-
Xeno asking me for a copy?
No,
No.
it's the rogue. It's the seneschal from the Rogue Trader House.
Oh,
So
Quite, yes.
Why would
Sorry,
I want
I-
a copy of your useless data?
yeah. That's why I was confused. I thought it was. Okay.
I mean, you don't have to give him a copy.
I'm gonna say I don't know how many times it can be copied because that's the truth.
I
Like,
do not care. Give me a copy.
give me a copy. I'm just gonna go get my data. Go get the data slate and make another copy.
We
I'd
had
like
this
to go
one
have fun with the
person.
prisoner.
Yeah, he's sort
I
of.
agree. We should definitely have some fun. I'll bring the lube.
Sigh.
Have a great time or a terrible time.
Depends if you're the pitcher or the catcher.
Even then, it depends on which part you enjoy more. You don't know this guy.
True,
True.
true.
It's true.
Next thing you know, he's freakier than you.
That would be incredible.
Highly
And also,
doubt.
can we skip this conversation, please? Skip, skip, skip. So yeah, he's sort of tied up in the basement. The mutant's watching him.
Who wants to? Who's gonna help me do fun things to the prisoner?
Fans, can I bring a heat source so I can just bathe in it?
Takes the heat.
Bring a heat source.
I'm a lizard. I like heat. Alright, fuck you. I ain't going down there. It's cold.
It is indeed cold in the wine cellar.
Okay.
Alright. If I can bring a heat source, I'm coming down.
Lizard's coming with me. Who else is gonna come?
I'm gonna sit in the background and drink some wine.
Julian will come. So is it just gonna be the three of us, I'm guessing? I guess
Yeah.
Romulus is going to do the data slate stuff. Zhang, I think, is parking the vehicle. What about you, Flavia? Are you coming?
She's BRB.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, I thought that was more of a I'm disgusted by the some of the comments that were just made. That was more
I'm not sure if she is spirit back or is just disgusted. I think a bit of B. So
Well,
bit of column A and B.
she can be there or not be there if she decides to be.
Is
Regardless,
she also squared?
is this guy conscious or is he just tied, or unconscious, or is he just tied up?
he's unconscious and tied up.
Okay. I'm gonna give him a good slap to the face to see if that wakes him up.
What? What happened? Where am I? He kind of opens his eyes weakly.
There is no reason for you to be asking questions. I am the one asking questions. You were trying to bomb the church.
I like the idea that there's this whole like banquet going on in the background. I take a desk down and eat a meal in the background and drinking wine.
The lizard warming himself by the fireplace.
Well, I couldn't have brought the fireplace. Just a heater. Ah, man, you assume I'm so luxurious, which I am, but.
I wasn't trying to bomb the church. You got no proof of that.
Yeah, because I blew up another building for you. You're really bad at bombing.
Why was there bomb in the back of your truck then?
I had a backpack of supplies.
Oh.
That was stolen.
And exploded.
You got no proof of that.
That?
I,
Look at him. I guess that's a deceive check because I am technically lying. I don't have proof of that.
Sure, if you wanna.
I'm just saying that does technically. I want to make him believe that I do have evidence to incriminate and fuck him over. Roll. And I think I will use a fate point. And the fun part is I have the Ministorum, the Ministorum background, which makes it so I get plus 20 instead of plus 10 for using a fate point to give positive.
I love that you're trying to lie to this guy. Just stab him a few times. That'll make him turn around. Always works.
Well, if
like
he
how-
thinks his stat, I don't want to make him think that he's about to die because then he might just tell us whatever we want to know, regardless of truth value.
I like how there's
Torture works.
in the background of your torture scene.
Yeah, we haven't started torturing him yet. So he's not. I've only hit him once, and it was mostly just to wake him up. All right, here we go. Plus 20
It mattered.
Yeah.
mattered.
Okay, he believes you. What proof then?
I motioned to the little lizard man to come over.
Over there before you can even blink. Yeah?
Mm. No. I whisper something to you and hand you a folder.
Ah.
And what I actually say to you is just don't show him any of the content.
What content? Just smile. And I'll walk on my four legs on over to Scott. I hand him the folder. Is like, I think this is the evidence.
I continue eating in the background.
I'll kind
Yes,
of look
yeah.
at it. I'll look at it, and
I also whispered not to show the contents.
as soon as I look at it, I can tell this is just fake evidence, or this is you
no,
helping me
no.
with a lie.
It's not fake evidence. It's actually like cargo manifests from our ship.
So it's not even relevant. It's just
No, not in
irrelevant.
the least.
Look, he doesn't need to know that.
Let me see it then.
Meta. But anyways, I'm not gonna open the folder. He's like, I have every is it kind of like in a Manila folder kind
Yep,
of scenario?
exactly.
Okay. I'd like to kind of like roll it up into kind of like a little, just roll it up and then just kind of hit him this evidence and just kind of whack him on the temple a little bit.
By the way, I made him roll awareness to try and see if he overheard Rex whisper.
I'm curious what he rolled, but at the same time, it's not for me to know.
Yeah, it's not for you to know. I'll let you know later. He kind of like...
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem really phased by being hit by a fold.
Wasn't meant to phase him that much. It was more of just it's more for emphasis.
You ain't got shit. If you did, you would have shown me it by now.
You assume we give a shit about you enough to show you anything.
Oh my god. Just
Is there a chair? Is there a chair in here?
Yes. Currently, there is a noble sitting on it. He's also having a meal.
Oh, okay. I thought that if there was a spare chair. Okay, never mind.
There isn't a spare chair.
I'm gonna say. He's like, look, friend. He's like, look, we have taken you here. Done. And unfortunately, your fate is now not in your hands anymore. Or if you believe us or not. We have the authority to do what we please.
To emphasize that point, I put my bolt pistol on the table in the background and continue eating.
He seems very unfazed, actually.
Okay. I'm going to ask him, what do you think group trying to go after this drop pod and the information in the drop pod?
Escape pod.
Escape pod, damn it!
He remains silent. I'm just glares at you.
I ring the bell again.
Over there in a flash, because of how fast I am.
I hand you over my shock maul.
I just take it slowly in my mouth and just trot over.
Rex is now actually a dog.
Well, I walk on all fours. It's just my normal stance.
Okay, you walk over.
I just take it out, and I power it on. It's like, can I hit him?
Make sure it is on stun.
I put it on stun, and I bash one of his kneecaps in.
He screams out in pain, then sort of laughs. And then he starts spouting, just like a prayer. He just starts saying a prayer. Like, sort of half laughing at half.
I
manic.
microbead Flavia.
Rachel, you are microbeaded.
Is she even back?
Can I roll Common Lore Minotaurum to know anything about this barrier?
Yeah, sure, you can give me a go.
Wait, rolling on a 25. Here we go. Nope.
Oh, right, Rachel's sounds being weird. Nope, you have no idea. It's a prayer.
Is it in a language, like, can I understand it? Because I also do have High Gothic, so is he speaking in either like Low or High Gothic at all?
It is High Gothic, and you do sort of like get the gist. You suspect that he might be from a fanatical cult.
Oh, one of those pain-worshipping little bastards. Then we need to change tactics. I have some drugs that makes him feel really good, and in his religion that has to be a really bad thing. Time to get you off your tits, boy.
In terms of this fanatical cult, is it a what's it called, a cult, or is it not an emperor-fearing cult? What are we looking at here?
You don't know, because you failed miserably.
That's unfortunate.
You could just ask him. I've only bashed his kneecap in a bit.
Just a little bit. Okay. Look, friend, I'm sure we have similar objectives in terms of figuring out what's at the end of this trail. And perhaps if you let us know what your group is doing, we can be friends and help each other out here. Although I would not say that bombing churches is generally a good way to go about doing that.
He stops his prayer, laughs, and is like, "You have no fucking idea what we're doing, do you?"
Oh, but I think I do, I say from the background.
He's kind of gone into a bit of a mad laughing spiral, so. Which I don't really want to do because I'm not feeling 100%, so I don't want to kill myself.
Don't exert yourself by laughing like a madman.
Yeah.
It's quite the painstaking task, though. Is Rachel with the,
Okay,
like...
so I was gonna say, so Flavia came in here, cause psychic phenomenon.
I mean, what'd you do? You're just sort of laughing at you now.
Flavia said something to him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Flavia is here doing stuff.
You might very well think we wouldn't know. Child, Frank Underwood, and like...
It's a really good lie. It's a roll, that is.
Oh, yeah, he just, like, and then tell me. From what I'm hearing, you don't.
Am I aware of what Flavia can do? Like, in terms of take the information from his mind?
Maybe?
Okay. I'm gonna say, look, friend. There are two ways this is going to work. We either pry the information from you. You're just going to tell us, and things will be better for you. You clearly seem to not care much about yourself, but it would be a very shame for someone like you to be exposed to someone as a leaker, so to speak, for your cult. Your family would not look very good if you were the one who is known to give away valuable secrets of your organization.
He kind of stops laughing and goes, "And how do you know they haven't already worked out who you are, and aren't already planning to deal with you?" Telepathic link, what does it do?
Depending on degrees of success, you're able to read a target's mind. So the higher degrees, the deeper you're
Sight reading
able
as
to.
well. I think
Yeah,
it's
sight reading.
sight reading. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it's
Is it sight reading? Sight reading degrees.
Thing is the depth that you get, and degrees is just how much they have to beat in terms of a opposable power
Yeah,
check.
yeah, Scott's right. My mistake.
So what psi rating did you cast that on?
Yeah, I'm flicking down to
Yeah,
it.
no, we know it's the guy we're talking to. It's what is your psi rating?
2. It's 2.
Your
Looking
psi
at,
rating.
at the roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be his surface thoughts and like recent memories.
Yeah, that'd be very surface memories, basically.
Yeah. So he's currently thinking about sort of like, obviously, you know, you got the memories of this, but his sort of memory, he wasn't targeting the chapel directly. He was targeting a building nearby, where some of the priests stay. Some of the ministerium stay. The other thing he was thinking about is that, and it's quite prominent in his mind, is that they were actually spotters outside of the church, and would have most likely seen him getting kidnapped.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's fine.
Our blame deflection is of no use.
I don't know, we deflected that blame pretty damn well.
There was
I mean,
11 degrees of it.
I
There
mean,
was
that might keep the enforcers entangled, but it's not going to stop this cult from finding out.
We
Okay.
just get more people to torture, it's fine.
So,
Okay.
So, what does your cult stand for, anyway?
I guess it depends on what Flavia wants to share with us.
yeah, it does depend on what Flavia wants to share with us.
Because that's useful information, but none of us know it except for Flavia. The question is, are you going to say it out loud, or are you just going to be private with, like, me or anyone else? Because
I mean,
that,
you could
that
you
might
could say it
change.
over microbeads, sort of step back, say it on microbeads whispered.
I don't know. Flavia might be trying to take lead here and say it out loud.
Okay, you're gonna. Okay,
Yeah.
microbeads.
So it's secret. It's basically secretly we know. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. He goes, "Oh, a glorious rebirth," and he smiles.
Yes.
A
to the
glorious
question
rebirth
of-
what?
+0. That is like 4 degrees of success from him, or like 4 or 5. They've got high willpower because they're fanatics. But yeah, to
Is
answer
that
the question.
for the resist roll? Up, so you can't really. Well, I guess.
Well, he can't really barrel because he's tied to a chair.
He can bow his head.
Regardless, if I have this information, it's like, oh yes, your little cult. Yes, look. Don't really care that they know about us. We know about your spotters, and we know about the fact that you were going to try to bomb the Ministorum church nearby. Care because we can blow you up from orbit. We can destroy your entire compound from orbit. Your existence is merely we're allowing. And if you annoy us, and if you keep annoying me, then I think we might revoke this privilege from you. We don't want to have to do that, because we want to save our ammunition for something far more important. But understand that then we certainly will simply just eradicate you if you get in our way. And there is something you can do to help us. Way is you can tell us exactly why about these escape pods.
He leans forward slightly in the chair. The truth. And he's sort of like rocking a bit more on the chair now, laughing.
I say this man is truly boring. I think we should just ship him to orbit and have Stavros play with him for a while.
I would like to, with the shock maw, I'm not really gonna hit him. It's more of just like I'm just gonna like almost like cattle prog him with it. So it's more of just like to shock him.
Yeah.
I know that damage is normally impact, so I know a lot of the damage actually comes from you like swinging it like a club-like object and hitting someone with it. But the idea is like he's starting to laugh. I'm just shocking him to shut him up.
Yeah, he yells out.
Find
and
his
then-
laugh obnoxious.
Yeah, he yells out in pain, and then his pain turns to laughter, and then he goes back to saying a prayer again.
Just shoot the guy. He's boring as fuck. I say that over the microbeat from my hiding spot.
Now
Outside.
ship him up to orbit. Let Stavros have a little play date with this man and see how he thinks about his life after that.
I was gonna say perhaps our leader would like to dissect his brain for more information. Really dissect it.
Yeah, Rach, can you, like, I don't mind being asked to do willpowers, but can you at least say what you're doing? Because just asking me for opposed willpowers, it means nothing to me.
I was gonna say you have to cast the power first.
Yeah, like, you haven't told me what you're doing, so it's like, you know, what am I meant to be rolling against? You know, why? Because there are stuff that, you know, you can get talents and such which oppose willpower and psychic abilities and such, so... Just let me know what you're doing before you ask me to roll, because otherwise I can't respond appropriately for a character. But yeah, what do you do with him? He's just sort of laughing and...
I dial... Target 0.
Don't put the plus symbol in.
Yeah, don't put the plus in.
Yep, plus.
I would just say re-roll it, but use the 37 that you rolled as the roll that you made.
Yeah, I kind of need to know what the target is.
Oh, wait a second. I think she put custom. I think the issue she has it on custom and not willpower or something.
Oh yeah, so there's a tab underneath the
Focus power.
under focus power. Yeah, you gotta the little tab. It'll say willpower.
Or whatever
Rachel,
it
can
is.
you please actually say what you're doing? Because
Well, it says hallucinate. She did cast hallucinate.
yeah, I know, but I want her to actually say it than just rolling dice and stuff, because this doesn't actually give me the information. Okay, no, that's fine. Like, for future reference, like, don't just ask me to roll and stuff. Say, I would like to cast this. Here are my rolls. Here are your rolls. That's all I'm asking, because that's how everyone else is doing it, and I can actually respond appropriately then. Because I'm not particularly read up on psychic abilities, and I do need some context for things. So yeah, what do you guys do with him? He's currently saying a prayer in High Gothic again.
I actually speak High Gothic, so what the hell is he saying?
Our prayer.
Yeah, but is it an old prayer, new prayer? What kind of prayer are we talking about?
It's one you don't recognise. It's not a standard one.
Right. I'd like to go behind him. Oh shit. I don't have tech use. Damn. I was going to. You know what? I'll actually call to my good buddy Liz, and I'm going to ask him if he can use my auspex to detect anything special on him that we might not notice otherwise. I don't want him to just suddenly have a suicidal cyanide tooth of some kind. If you could perhaps use this auspex. And I am specifically going to be behind him so that he can't see what is happening.
Wait, who are you asking? Romulus or Flavius?
Because, yeah, Romulus, because I know Romulus is good with technology. And I'm going to just use my tech use to do a tech use auspex check on him.
Okay,
To see if he has anything special.
I'm not here. So I'd have to come down.
Oh, right, you're...
That's why I was confused when you were saying me. It's like I'm like a few
That's
stories
why
away.
I'm using microbead to
Okay.
call you.
Would I be done by now?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many copies are you making, is the question.
I'm just making one copy for myself.
Okay, so you're not indulging Julian's request. That's fine.
Julian's not getting a copy. Dun dun dun. Okay. Yeah, so I guess it's just I think it's a flat tech use test to use auspex to detect special things.
Yeah, so I just come down and I grab the auspex and... Do you want me to roll the flat tech use? Or?
Yes please. I would.
Actually, isn't it a plus 20 tech use?
Nope, it's flat tech use.
I think it's flat tech use plus 20 awareness.
It's plus 20 or plus 30 awareness. It's a flat tech use test.
Oh, yes. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
Okay, you're correct.
I use all specs a lot in my Only War campaigns. So.
I always mix that up.
You scan him. He has a cybernetic, which you didn't realise.
What kind of cybernetic are we talking about?
It is internal, and you suspect it's some sort of suicide bomb cybernetic.
Knew it! I knew that shit was there!
Can I disable it?
Are you a medic?
Do I care? No. Here's what I would argue. Here's what I would, before you say am I a medic, but here's what I would argue. A medic would disable it in a way to keep him alive. I'm not doing that. Yes, I have Medicaid, and I have a med kit. I don't give a shit if he lives.
Now, okay, so here's the thing with suicide bombs. Typically, if the patient dies, the bomb goes off.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm asking if you're a medic.
Yes, I have
Because-
Medicaid. Yes, I have
do we
Medicaid.
know what type of bomb it is? Like, and how big? Like, do we know what kind of ordnance this is, so to speak?
It would do. It's sort of like maybe like 2 frag grenades sort of deal.
Got it. Yep. All right.
So
I'm
like
not saying anything. No. I don't say anything. I
That's
just
good to know.
I just whip up the combi tool.
Going to look at him. I mean, because I'm assuming you're doing it from behind him, so he hasn't actually seen you yet. Because that's kind of how I ordered him. Like, you know, I kind of waved. The less he sees and knows, the better.
Mhm.
And when you pull out the combi tool, you know, I'll kind of whisper to you, just like, what did you find?
I'm not saying anything about what I'm just doing this. Oh, OOC, with the medic, with the med kit's plus 20?
yes, if
Yeah,
it's a common one, it's plus 20.
Yeah, then
I'm
it
just
would be
curious.
it'd be 70 total.
Romulus is
So we're at
about
the
to
time.
do some surgery. I'm going to back up because I don't want to get blood all over me.
Yeah.
Gonna do some like emergency infield surgery, just like just
This
gonna
thing,
do some
you
casual
don't
surgery.
know he's going to do surgery. He just got walked down.
Well,
pulled out
he
a combi
also.
tool. Yeah, that means absolutely nothing. Like, how do you know
Oh, he
he's going
didn't
to
pull
do
out the
surgery?
medkit yet.
Yeah, he hasn't pulled out a medkit. It is attached to his spine. It's likely that if you remove it, he will not be able to walk. But as you said, you don't even care if he lives. I don't think you care about that.
The walking thing's not really our problem.
Yeah.
Where he's going, he's not gonna need legs.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm just gonna disable it. Like preferably not without killing him, but that's definitely not the priority.
Can you give me a Medicare test, please?
Okay. Medicaid.
Medicare. That's the one. My brain's shut up.
I've been doing the same thing all day. Like I was looking for some Europe and something else and Sam for breakfast, syrup and jam. My brain just died halfway through that.
Sounds about
Yeah,
right.
no. It's easy enough to sort of opening it, like cut open his back, disable the like. It's not particularly hard to disable. I'm not going to make you roll tech use for it.
Okay.
Like once you're at like, it's more. It's very clearly like makeshift. It's not like a normal, like bomb collar or something like fancy like that. It's more of a case of, oh yeah, he's got something, you know.
I would. So after I rip this out I'm assuming he's screaming in agony as I cut this thing out.
Oh yeah.
I think at that point I would step back a bit. If there's any blood, you just like go to operate on his back. Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's screaming a bit and then he passes out. It's effectively like it's pretty much sort of just like 2 frag grenades strapped to his spine. Like it's
Literally just put frag grenades into his back.
Yeah. Like this, but like it's very obvious when you look at his back that this is what they did. Massive set of scarring on his back. It's like bulges. It's really really obvious when you actually look at him. There is also a lot of scarring across his body, as well.
Fucking
stuff.
flagellants.
So, with that scan I did with the Auspex, was there any other anomalies that it picked up?
No.
No. Okay. So yeah, I'll take out the 2 frag grenades and just kind of like look at you guys and say you really gotta scan prisoners before you start interrogating them. If you would have if you would have killed him or shocked him in the wrong way, you could have set these off. As I look at the fucking
Yeah.
Dual frag
You,
grenade
uh,
that
you
you're
also-
holding.
Yeah, you also notice there is a small receiver on it. Some sort of small remote receiver, so it's possible it could have been remotely triggered.
I disabled the receiver.
Yeah, I assume you do disable it all, but you know, they could have remotely disabled it. So
Whatever. The point is, it's not going off without I say so.
You should have left the receiver on, but taken the grenades off, so we could have understood when the cult decided to try to detonate it.
That's a good point.
Because that might have signaled them trying to when they tried to invade us. Oh well, it's too late now. Ren's gonna be like, that is why I called you here, Romulus. I'm glad that you have found this.
I'm looking at the shock baton and just kind of mild horror.
He's shocked a little bit in one. Well, one of his knees looks like it's fucked up. The other one, and then it just looks like it might have gotten poked somewhere.
Okay.
I didn't hold back when I hit him in the knee.
That's why. Yeah, one of his knees is fucked up. I didn't hit him that hard. I just tried to shock him a bit to shut him up.
Actually, that's a good point. Could I detach the receiver from the explosive and then undisable it?
yeah, because you don't care about his spine, you can just remove it.
Okay. So yeah, I'll take off the receiver and I'll attach it to my data slate essentially. So if it goes off, my data slate will like ping me.
There's still like he's literally got like a segment of spine attached to his data slate now.
Jesus.
It is not like. It's sort of a mix between like really high professional, like all the surgery stuff is really professional, but like all the equipment is really just
Ramshackle.
Yeah, ramshackle. It's a really odd mix.
Okay.
So
They're skilled, but they don't have resources. This is
Could
good.
I-
We can bomb them from orbit then, and they
Could
can't
I-
do shit.
Could I do a common lore tech on the type of receiver and stuff they're using to see if I can figure out where it came from?
sure.
I think it would common lore, scholastic lore. It doesn't matter. Same role.
Yeah. It's the same rule. It's
Scholastic, but yeah.
It is a heavily modified microbead.
Oh, so insanely common.
Yeah. But like, insanely common. But like, as you look at it, it's like, this. You know, only after you start picking it apart, you realize that it was actually a microbead.
Oh, Jesus, that's bizarre.
Yeah, it's like the quality of work on it is really, really good. It's just, you know, as I said, don't seem to have the resources.
Ramshackled.
Yeah, ramshackled, but of a ridiculously high quality.
Odd. Actually, would I say it's so high quality? It's a tech priest, maybe did this.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a far leap. It's entirely possible that a tech priest did do something like this would be within the realm of a skilled surgeon tech priest.
Chirurgeon. Interesting. The way the technology was combined together, does it follow standard standard human construction, or is it just completely random?
It does follow. It follows standard human, but not standard mechanicus.
Oh, okay, so maybe not a tech priest then.
This is the thing. A lot of it is sort of standard, but like it's obviously tech heresy, right?
Yeah.
So you suspect that if it is a tech priest, it's a like a heretic, more of like a heretic that was a tech priest originally. Like learned it all from the mechanicus, and then went off the deep end. So
Interesting.
Sounds pretty
That's-
normal.
Okay. I'll share all that with the party basically, and just say like I'll let you know if my data slate goes off, because then we're probably under attack. Because if I were them, I would detonate
He's gonna point
and
to
then
your
attack.
slate. He's gonna point to the little piece of spine that's attached to the thing on your. You mean the spine is going to go off?
Yes. If the spine goes off, my data slate will notify me, and then chances are we are under attack.
This is why I went outside and sat up
Yep.
to watch the entrances.
You're sat outside. It's quite nice. There's a nice roaring fire from a nearby hab building that's got bombed. They're trying to put it out,
Okay.
but it's kind of a bit out of control.
They can keep
I should
trying.
get marshmallows.
And he is stable now, correct?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
can
he's
question
stable.
him in a little while. Yeah, well, I'm
Well,
asking. I don't know that because I don't have Medicaid. That's why I'm just asking.
Yeah,
I'll shrug.
he's stable, but he probably needs a bit of time to recover because part of his spine was literally just ripped out.
We need to question him more. Perhaps he might still have information.
Have you
Flavia,
considered?
I believe. When you say "have you considered,"
Have you considered direct interrogation? Cough, cough. The skill interrogation. Cough, cough.
not normally experienced in interrogation. I also do not know if I have the stomach willpower to perform such a skill. As I don't even have jaded.
Why don't you just use your fellowship stat?
Interrogation can be done with fellowship, yeah.
Yeah.
But we will be. I feel like there would be like a 30% chance of success in this case.
If I had
Sorry.
to put a number on it, it'd be 30.
I love the way you guys are doing this. This is silly.
Well, no, for me, using yeah, never mind, it's fine.
Flavia's got it.
I
18 on
can do
51
the
interrogation.
then.
I
That
mean,
is good. She can do that when he wakes up.
yeah, like he might take a while to wake up because he just had his spine removed without anesthetic.
What? You need
Uh,
anesthetic for such a minor operation? Weak.
Yeah. You can't feel that anything below that anyway, so it's like, dull pain at best. No biggie. No biggie.
Well, now he can't.
Exactly. Look, the anesthetic was a spine removal.
Well, Flavia, you seem to be very good at extracting information from unwilling people. I think that perhaps it might be ideal to know what these people are up to. Spy on them a little more, and perhaps I will take some shots at them with. And you know, there's a clear sniper rifle on his back. Might take some shots at them if they threat to us.
Hmm.
Go.
I mean, the interrogation will take some time, so does anyone want to do anything?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna go out.
Bearing in mind, it's now quite late, and you've been up quite a while.
It is-
When-
Especially
Pretty close.
you, Ren, because
There
you
you
were casing out the house in like to the early hours of the morning.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. In that case, you know, it's like perhaps I will get a little sleep so that if we get into a firefight, I am not sleepy. So I will actually go take some naps.
Nap time.
Take some naps. It's
Yeah.
nap time for Red.
Is there anybody else sneaking in the party that can take up watching? Because they probably followed whoever went to the ship, and ain't nobody fucking with my ship.
You don't suspect they're going to do anything tonight because it'd be a bit suicidal, seeing as the enforcers are literally across the street from you, trying to fight a fire.
Okay. I didn't know we were that close to the fire per se.
Oh no, it's not like right. It's maybe like a block away at most.
Alright.
Yeah.
If
If
I
they
have no
tried to-
feeling they're gonna do anything, I'm gonna go watch the ship just to be safe.
Like that. Yeah. It doesn't take a tactical genius to realize that doing something tonight would probably be a bit silly. Because,
Yeah, but they're cultists. So.
They aren't probably tactical geniuses.
I mean, that's fair, but like I'm trying to say, the city is awake.
Mm.
Like
Trying
because
to bait me to go to sleep and not be ready. That's what he's doing, guys.
no, like the city is wide awake. Like if they were going to make a move, it would be when it's quiet, not when everyone in the entire city is already awake and the enforcers are quite nearby.
At least that would make sense. Yeah, no, I can get that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Can I roll on Tactical Imperialis to see what they might be trying to do to fuck us over in the near future?
You can make a... Yeah, you can give me a roll.
Alright. Got it!
There's two sort of possibilities you think they might do. One is to try and pick you off, one by one. The other is to wait, probably until the next night, to launch a full assault.
I would think full assault if we don't leave. If we stay here, they can't pick us off. So we can set up traps. So we can set up traps and the like.
Already left, guys. Already left.
I just left!
No, like, when I say pick you off, it's not going to be tonight. Sort of, there's too much going on for them to be able to reasonably do anything, right?
Yeah, those things where they might just have random agents throughout the city, and it's like, if they happen to see one of us just walking around, there might be like a shank in the back.
Yeah, okay,
like
yeah, that's true, but at the same time, the streets are filled with people.
People in the street.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what part of the city is awake when it shouldn't be. You guys aren't picking up on. Everyone's up because there's a bombing, and, you know, that's woken everyone up. This is normally a very quiet place.
I'm just saying, I don't like crowds because that's where people get stabbed with hidden dagger blades in the wrist.
That's
Okay.
what I like, yeah.
I'm locking
Rex-
myself in a ship.
Okay, that's fine. Then you suspect, like, you suspect that if they're going to do anything, it'll be a full assault or trying to pick you off when it is quieter.
So, probably not right now, but they're probably getting ready for it.
Yeah, they'll definitely be ready if you try anything against them.
Fair enough, okay. Let everyone know that, and say if we need to do anything, now would probably be the best time to do things and not fear retribution. Otherwise, soon they will try to, can we just horribly bombard their compound? I like this idea.
Second,
That would
this
solve
is
a
a
lot of
shithole. I hate everybody here.
But yeah, I'll let everyone know that when it comes to... So, tomorrow, I guess tomorrow during the day, it's gonna be still busy. People are gonna be out doing shit. So, my notion is, if they're going to try to continue to be members of this society, most likely it's tomorrow night is, like, as soon as the streets start to empty out, that's when they're going to make their move. And if they have the option, they'll probably try to pick us off. Otherwise, they're probably going to do a straight-up assault on the compound.
Like, as long as you people aren't doing it, like, as long as you're not doing anything stupidly, like, let me get kidnapped sort of thing, going into back alleys, you know. Yeah, like, asking yourself to get mugged, sort of deal.
You know, that just gave me a very stupid idea.
Deliberately let yourself get kidnapped.
I may have a piece of equipment that might be very helpful. I'm not gonna say any more than that, but I could possibly try that.
Potentially.
We also
Anyway.
have a suicide device that we could implant on someone, and
Yeah,
it could
you
be
can.
an option.
You can fall down a flight of stairs. You ain't attaching that to me.
Okay, Rich.
Yeah, Red will go to sleep then after
Yeah,
this.
like,
Deadlight, I've spent the past 4 hours arguing with the ship that why can't we orbital bombard this entire place.
Of course.
well, first reason is you're still in it.
Yes, but if we remedy that little fact. I want to have it as a glass parking lot by the morning. This is a stupid place full of stupid people, and they don't have any respect for rank
That
and
might piss off the
status.
Imperial Navy. Yeah.
Why would they care about this little shithole?
Oh, okay. That might piss off the Imperium.
Can I? Also, can I check my
They wouldn't
lore
know.
for planetary
Bombing
defense?
random places where there's other rogue traders here as well.
They won't survive the fucking bombing, will they?
They have ships.
They're not
We can
necessarily
destroy
on
the ships.
Oh my god. So your plan is just to kill everyone in the system. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, The rogue traders are rivals, so they're completely fair game. The stupid colony insulted my honor, so they're fair game. I don't see any problems here.
Okay, I do see a problem for Julian.
Huh?
The escape pod's still here.
Oh, but we can steal them. Oh, I mean, appropriate. I mean, what are the locals gonna do? We take a bulk lifter from the vessel, attach cables, and fly off with it. What the fuck are they gonna do?
Can I check common lore planetary defense on why that might be stupid?
Well, it's
have
a
that?
fucking colony. They don't really have any defenses.
The planet might, and a ship shooting from orbit onto the planet might cause that to kick in. I mean, there's rogue traders here.
I mean, if you really want to pick a fight with the planet, you're more than welcome to. I don't
Wasn't
know how
this
well
some
it will
kind
end
of
for you.
shitty backwater. I mean, who cares about this place?
It's a shitty
I'll
backwater
fucking
with
buy
a
it
bunch
and
of
bomb it after.
We get TPK'd. Let's start a new campaign, guys.
Good God.
Can we focus on the mission?
Yeah.
There was a
let's
mission?
Can we focus, like, do something actually?
So, okay, yeah, it's the next morning. Interrogations with the prisoner don't reveal much, mostly because he's, like a half, lost a lot of blood, like lost a fair bit of blood, kind of insane, rather fanatical, and generally doesn't care about pain.
So I think our question, guys, is: do we want to deal with the threat now, or do we want to say fuck that and just go to the next pod? Because basically our options are: we can stay here, and effectively what I would say is, in this house anymore, let's literally maybe rent a nearby building, and as soon as these dumbasses go ahead and try to assault this building, we just lay a bunch of traps and then kick their asses. Or alternatively, we just say fuck this and we just take our ship and go fly to the other place.
What I would like to do in relation to what you said, Scott, is not a bunch of traps. We set one trap, and it's just a shit ton of explosives.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Romulus, you actually do realise something. On your data slate, now you've decoded stuff, you realise there is 2 coordinates that are on this planet.
Okay.
Did you say there are?
2
Two
coordinates.
on this planet, and where are they in reference to where we think the other escape pod is?
You have no idea where the other escape pod is. They are, however, line up quite close to the shrine from the first escape pod.
That's
Wait,
what
I was gonna say, I thought I got some general information on where it is, because I wrote in my journal that it was...
Yeah, I remember us
gave us a
getting...
general direction, and then it was the Emperor leads you there, which was the quotes of the people is like, oh, we don't know exactly where it is, but the Emperor will lead you there. And then I was just like,
yeah,
ship,
that's...
orbital ship, tell us where this place is, because we don't want to do that.
Okay, so that is the shrine where the first escape pod was found.
Oh.
Yes. No
Okay.
one actually knows where the second escape pod is.
And there's 2... You said there's 2 coordinates on here?
Yes.
Okay, then...
That
the
other shrine was where it was found, and then they moved it to here. Is that...
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah, they built a shrine there originally, and then later on they moved it to the main chapel in the center of the city, because, it was in the literal middle of Nowheresville.
That makes sense. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah. And
I
then
still
you
think we
guys
should
were
go
like...
there.
Yeah, it's totally reasonable.
So what I would like to do, before I say anything about the second coordinates, I'd like to reference a map and see if I can figure out exactly where the coordinates are referencing.
The coordinates reference a... they are quite close to the shrine. The shrine is located near a very large ravine. And the second coordinate seems to be just below what is believed to be the floor of the ravine. It's quite a deep one as well.
Okay, so it went into the ravine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably why nobody has found it yet.
That is most likely correct.
The escape pod maybe made the ravine by crashing.
Doubtful.
It's
yeah.
one theory.
I
Yeah, that's quite doubtful. But it's likely that the escape pod fell into the ravine, hence why no orbital scans have been able to pick it up, because it is incredibly deep.
Okay, so what I'd like to do when everybody gets up for breakfast, drinking their recap, eating their Emperor's Mercy sausage bars, etc.
Emperor's Mercy sausage bars. Jesus.
I just want to go up to the group and say the second escape pod is in the ravine here, and I'll kind of like have like the map on my data slate and pointing out directly. I'm not going to give any information of where I got this information from. I'm going to let you guys guess.
For reference, the ravine is called the Bottomless.
Oh, lovely.
Called what?
The Bottomless.
That's adorable.
The Bottomless ravine.
Okay.
Tasty.
That's hot.
Thank you.
So hot.
So, what do you do with this information?
Now that I've shared it with the party.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to... But okay, if it's... The pod has been there for... How many millennia? We probably need some digging equipment.
You
Yeah,
have a Xeno who can do that. I can dig.
The thing is, can our shuttle fit into the ravine?
No. Well, it can fit near the upper part of the ravine, but it wouldn't be able to get all the way down.
What kind of tools would we need to get all the way down then? Would we need?
You would need climbing gear.
Okay.
Or really, really long rope. But
Yeah.
climbing gear is probably more sensible.
How deep are we looking at in terms of this ravine? Because I know we have grapnels, but I don't know if that's going to be enough.
Grapnels on their own would not be enough. You need to look at some sort of specialist climbing gear. This is a pretty deep trench, like a ravine.
Let's go get us some specialist climbing gear. Ugh.
I guess the other question is it just like a sudden gash in the earth, or is there like ends to the ravine where it just starts to get deeper, and in theory, we could like walk down into it from like one of the edges, so to speak?
The ends are shallower, yes, but not enough to just start walking into it. Like I'm trying to work out what's a reasonable depth this.
Right. Well, I mean, the main question is it that those edges going to take ridiculous climbing gear to get down into?
No, it probably wouldn't take ridiculous climbing gear to get down to the edges.
But we're not retrieving the escape pod itself. So that's definitely.
Of course we are. We need
Yeah, I say we take it. Because...
How?
I mean, orbital
We'll find a
lifter
way.
will just have one standby and like an army of servitors that can dig it out if need be. I mean, why would we do physical labor? Are you mad?
Also, how long is this a ravine? Like what's the length of it? Are we talking like a couple miles? We talking like
Yes.
100 miles? Okay, so it's a couple. Okay, so that's reasonable. That means I think we
Well,
do deploy at the edge and then try
it's-
to walk in.
It's maybe 30 to 40 miles.
Ooh, okay, less
yeah,
reasonable to walk.
It's a pretty nasty ravine.
Less reasonable to walk.
I'm thinking there's no way we're gonna retrieve this escape pod. So we should just go
Access it.
there, grab the data, and go. And like
Let's see.
we'll make a note of where it is and tell the Inquisitor and say if he wants to, or interrogator, whoever.
You do forget that we have an entire fucking spaceship in orbit.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We retrieve the
Joke's
data.
on you.
and
We're
then-
under like a single acolyte. We're not even under an interrogator.
Right,
We're
yeah,
under
yeah.
a guy who's under a guy who's under a guy who's under a guy.
Yeah,
Yes, that's right, I forgot.
you are all acolytes. You are under a single throne agent.
But my point remains: we retrieve the data, let him retrieve the pod.
Oh my gosh, Sam.
What?
It's
No,
totally
I'm
it's probably a her. It's this chick right here. See
Yes.
this, see this tech priest?
Her, sorry. Okay, but my point doesn't change my point and the slightest. Dickholes.
And I want to appropriate this thing for my warrant. I mean, really. Sharing is caring bullshit.
Be
Fun.
honest.
I'll have some, you'll have none.
To be honest, I wanted it just so I could say I could have it, and possibly use it later to get more stuff.
Mine. Yoinks.
Okay, so I guess the real question remains: how do we want to deal with this group of dicks who wants to kill us now, or who clearly wants to kill us? Do we want to just lay traps in our house, like say, rig a giant explosive, and they open the door, and boom, it goes off, and we're just not caring, and we just fly off, or something like that? Do we want to actually camp out and try to like literally eliminate this threat, so that we don't have to potentially deal with them later? Want to just literally just say, we wake up, let's take the ship, and let's just go.
Look,
Yup.
if you really want to deal with them permanently, I don't think setting a trap and just blowing up the team they send to take us out is going to do it. We're going to have to hit them back at their base and cripple them completely.
Yes, but by destroying their assault team using an explosive, we also harm their ability to defend themselves.
Yeah.
This is
And
assuming
here's the
this
thing that I would
entire
say.
town isn't in their pocket.
This is what I would assume. If we do want to try to eliminate them completely from actually being able to do anything at all, we do the explosive trap, and basically we detonate the bomb, and as they're going to attack us, we actually just attack them
With our
forces or whatever we can. So it's like
Let's-
their strike force goes out. As soon as they blow themselves up, then we strike them, like, immediately after, because that is not what they're going to be expecting.
Let's hypothesize for a second that the base we saw was not actually their base, because it was kind of easy to notice. They're a cult, so they probably have a lot of hidden stuff. So let's say we take out that base and we just find out it was just some random-ass outpost, a little chapel that didn't mean shit to anybody, and we're still fucked either way.
Yeah, I don't think we'd necessarily be fucked. The thing about it is that they certainly had a lot of vehicles there, and considering that they didn't have a lot of resources in terms of like advanced technology, and they had to do some ramshackle jobs, if we do deplete a bunch of their resources, I think at the very least we don't actually have to go in and assault their entire compound. I think all we really have to do is just cripple their vehicle supply, and they can't really do much. Like, considering we have a spaceship and other shuttles have vehicles to basically drive around, particularly the track vehicles, because I remember specifically like half of them were track vehicles and the other half were wheeled vehicles. As soon as we cripple their vehicles, they can't really do much to act against us, I don't think.
I don't know. I don't
I
like
do-
to think
at
that
least-
that was
I was
their
gonna
main
say-
base or anything.
I was going to say, I do at least know that they came from there, and that they did bring a bomb from there, so I think it's safe to assume that this is a significant stronghold. I wouldn't necessarily say it's their main one, but I do think it's a significant outpost, at least.
I mean, that's all we got to go on anyways. I doubt this is their main place or anything. I'm thinking a lot of Far Cry 5 right now, because whole cult thing, scary people with threats, fanatics.
I think, yeah, at the very least, this is probably like a cult outpost, at the very least, you know, kind of like a Far Cry cult outpost. At the least, it is going to be diminishing their resources. How much, we don't really know, but maybe we could take the day to actually try to figure that out, while perhaps it actually just arms the house to explode when they come to assault us. We might be able to figure out more about this cult, so to speak.
have to go wreck a lot of explosives.
Yeah, possibly.
It's time to look up demolition charges.
But yeah, so I guess let's quickly vote on which option we want to do. Do we want to just blow up the house and go figure out this place? Do we want to just go straight there? Or do we want to really try to just eliminate these people as a threat, or as far as the outpost? So I think we don't know. There's certainly a lot of information we don't know, but we have to make the best decision. So let's just vote on what we want to do here.
So I've got those three options: bomb the house, blow up the house when they attack.
It's like cripple, eliminate, or just leave. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what are people thinking?
I'm gonna agree with Sam on that one. I think we just set the house to blow up, we cripple their strike force, and in the meantime, we just go and try to advance our mission. That's kind of where I'm at as well.
I like fucking with them, but I don't want to waste time on them either.
Serene?
They might not.
I honestly think we just, if we can't eliminate the threat completely, we just leave.
So you're on just leave.
Just leave them. Got it. Okay. So that's 2-1. What do the rest of you guys think?
My character doesn't care one way or the other.
It doesn't advance his personal goals.
Yeah, he doesn't get the orbital
All
bombarded.
right. So Flavia, what do you think then?
So blow up the house. That's what I'm hearing.
So blow up the
Oh,
house.
you're still having a sandwich. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
That's what we'll decide to do. We'll try to blow up the house to cripple a strike force, but after we basically arm the house, it's something like we put an explosive in the cellar, and then put it on like maybe like a 30-second timer. So as they're breaching the house to look for us,
They get deeper in, and by the time they're deeper in, it goes off. And
Why would we set a timer? Why don't we just set up a tripwire? When they get to a certain spot in the building, it just detonates. Because you know they're going to check everywhere to eliminate it.
tripwires are too unreliable. I like just having every entrance kind of wired up, or just everything wired up and just have a delay. It's a bit more reliable.
Okay,
that's kind of what I'm thinking as well.
It works.
Okay, 2 questions. One, what are you using to actually blow up the house?
I'm looking for the rarity of demolition charges. I can only find a demolition kit, which is weird.
Oh, I don't think they are actually in Dark Heresy 2nd. I think they're only in like everything else. So if you,
I think there is a demolition.
There's definitely a kit, but I don't want. I don't need a kit. I need a charge.
I think the kit is
X amount of
assumed to be
charges.
the charge.
I was gonna say I think it comes with a certain amount of charges in it. I'll look it up.
It's also. I know. I have it. It's 5. It's also very rare, and I don't want to try and get that.
That's true. Okay.
That's why I'm looking for a charge, not a kit. I've already looked.
You could just haphazardly make it out of just random materials, because I mean it's not the hardest thing to do.
Frag grenades.
I have the detonator. I have the detonator being their bomb.
You're going for something refined. You could literally just throw shit in a bucket and probably make a decent explosive with your intelligence.
Yeah, that's true. So that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to just purchase the raw material to make a basic what are those bombs that are used? The ammonium nitrate bomb, essentially.
going for that now, are we? Okay.
What, were you expecting us to call up to the ship for more supplies?
Maybe.
Because like I have the detonator of their frag grenade, so that should be strong enough to set off a bigger bomb.
Yeah, no, that is completely reasonable.
Yeah, a single demolition charge in only war is scarce. There you are.
Yeah, I was just looking it up. Yeah, no, you can easily buy supplies to make some makeshift bombs in the basement. I assume you make it in the basement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you give me a tech use test?
Modifiers?
Your
I
combi
assist?
tool applies.
Yes.
You may assist if Samuel lets you.
I will go, of course. I'm not going to say no to making getting help with making a bomb.
Look, I am the Lil Bama at this point.
Okay. You rig up all the doors, etc., etc. 30-second timer. I mean, you could literally use like one of your own frag grenade, like one of the 2 recovered frag grenades, because they're not ideal for actually throwing anymore. Mostly because someone decided to stick them in someone else's back.
Mm-hmm. So
Fun bone bits and stuff. So like bone shrapnel. Maybe they could get AIDS if they survive.
So I'd also like to rig up using their combi bead. I'd like to reprogram it. So basically, it works as a disabler, but only I can send it. So I can send it a signal to say don't explode, in case we need to go back.
Yeah, that's reasonable, especially with your like 8 degrees of success.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You wouldn't be able to tell then when they try and use it, but
That's fine.
okay, that's fine. So yeah.
Let's hope no fucking nosy vagrant child goes in to raid the place while we're gone.
Meh. It's still amusing.
Fucking
In the
children, I
meantime,
swear to God.
when he's doing the building, after I wake up, I'd like to go into town and just kind of go to the market. I'd like to try to get a picked recorder. They're average.
We have those. Like,
Yeah, you have those. That's fine.
like fuck tons of them.
Oh, okay.
Well, in
so
that
that-
case, I would say then let's just put it on a detonator, and if we could just put picked recorders, then
Wouldn't the pixel recorders be destroyed?
Yeah, who
we'd
cares?
at least have a very okay. Well, do we just have straight up picked recorders?
I mean, we
Yeah,
only
you-
need
you-
to set up one.
You can have a few. That's reasonable. Now, don't forget, this planet is snowy, and snow, especially snowstorms, tend to screw with signals.
I would just leave it wired up. It's
I just
relatively
leave it wired
reliable.
up.
Okay. So what are we doing now? We got the
The
bomb
main
set
thing
up.
I was gonna do. Okay, can I just put a picked recorder then on a opposing building that's basically looking into the building that we're rigging to explode, just to possibly see what the results are. You know, it's
How-
nice to know what the success was.
How are you going to do it without attracting those attention to walking up to someone else's house?
You've stealth.
Yeah, we'll use stealth, perhaps. Maybe be like, "Hey, I'm a chimney sweep, guys. I need to check your chimney." Goes to the roof. Oh, you know what? Actually, the questions. If I go around, so let's say there's a building across the street from our facility, right? If I go behind that house, is there any like clear streets or any like good line of sights where people would just generally be walking that could just blatantly see me?
Not really.
Just gonna go back around the back of a house and you try to use the grapnel to go up onto the roof.
Okay. Athletics.
Because I know if you can implant the grapnel, there's a harness on the grapnel that will literally pull you up at 5 meters per second.
Oh, fair enough. I
Weird
guess.
because like you don't need grapnel. Like, do you know the harness? There's like a rope and harness thing where it's like the grapnel's like
No.
you literally
I thought the clip drop harness was something different. Never mind. Give me a ballistic skill test then.
I'll do like a full action aim, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Re-roll that one.
Doesn't stick. Second time it sticks.
It sticks really well that time. All
Yeah.
right.
First time you just pull a load of snow onto your face. Second time it sticks. And so you're able to climb up onto the house. You are now on a roof.
From there, I'll leave the grapnel attached. I'll just quickly kind of go across the like to the other side of the building because I came up from like the backside, and then kind of angle a picked recorder at the house that we are our house, so to speak.
Okay.
No, and then I'll just get off
Just fall off the roof.
down the grapnel that I said. No, yeah,
You didn't
I'll
actually say that.
I'll actually do a swan dive off the roof, and hopefully I can Assassin's Creed it into like a pile of snow.
You die anyways?
Yeah,
you
You die anyways.
you do. Unfortunately, the snow is incredibly shallow, and so you actually hit a pile of spikes, of rusty spikes, and are instantly killed. I'm sorry.
I was expecting concrete blocks, or yeah, I was expecting concrete, but okay, you know, spikes are nice. Okay,
Spikes are nice.
they're nice too.
Oh, are we getting into the spiky bits already? I like it. Joining the winning side, are we?
No,
Alright.
we're just diving off roofs into them.
No, okay. Disappointed.
Tomato, honestly, blood for the blood god. You know, he doesn't care how it comes. There's just blood.
Pizza for the pizza, dude.
Anyway, so yeah, you've done that. Is there any other preps anyone else wishes to do?
Yes, I'd like for someone I'm probably busy for someone to go purchase a fuck ton of climbing gear.
Yeah, I'll go do that.
You're assistant, so you're also busy.
Oh, this is true.
Scott, since you're going out,
I was gonna say, I guess I can do that then.
Yeah, no, you can you can purchase normal climbing gear, like snowy, like the ice picks, etc., etc.
Things like that. Okay.
They even have snowmobiles.
Cool. All right. I'll do that then.
Playmobiles.
Snowmobiles.
I mean, just a serious question though. Couldn't we just create a, if we all have a grapnel and the drop harnesses, couldn't we just wire up a rope, rappel down, then attach ourselves to the rope and have the shuttle literally drag us up?
Yeah, you could.
We got all the gear. It's too late. I already got all the winter gear. We're doing it the sketch way. We're climbing Everest, gents.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, we could just get enough rope for that and everything else, because I don't know. I'm just offering suggestions.
Yeah, no, you could. You suspect that the ravine isn't just sheer sides, and you might have to do some climbing regardless.
Oh, okay, but less climbing though.
Yeah, it would definitely it would definitely reduce the trip a lot more, and it'd be a lot less sketch if you did it that way. So yeah, anyone else doing anything in town, or are you all happy?
Nah.
I'm not unhappy.
Got the climbing gear. We got the things. Actually, can someone with good awareness look around for any scouts that they might have that are watching our house? Because if we were to just leave in a shuttle, like at some point, and they have someone watching us, then they might not even care to send a strike team to attack the house.
Out. I mean, Sinesian's word. Yeah, I see everything.
See,
rolls, yeah.
if they have a psyker watching us.
They do not seem to have a psycho watching you.
I'll also roll awareness to see if I just notice any people. I do not.
You notice the floor. It's covered in snow.
You see a man,
What
and he's
about
staring
rusty
at you.
spikes?
Unfortunately, you don't notice any of those. They're already inside you.
What about the rusty spikes?
No, you are unaware of the rusty spikes penetrating through your body.
Oh, that is a good point. Flavia can use Sinesians as awareness.
Oh, I didn't realise.
I didn't think about it until she said something.
I didn't even know, so...
More awareness.
You suspect there might be someone casing the house? If they are, they probably are doing a good job. Here's the question, though. Are you making it look like you're leaving, or just leaving temporarily?
Leaving temporarily.
Okay. So, like, the truck's still parked out the front, sort of thing.
We put the truck in the ship, but I can bring it back. It's no big deal.
We sacrificed the truck.
Oh no, you sacrificed this truck you stole, which is completely useless.
Hey,
We appropriated it. Appropriated it.
don't
There's
tell me
difference.
this truck is useless. It could have been useful for the car bomb that we rammed through their window. But, oh man.
Well, it's a road truck. It's not a environmental wilderness truck. Remember, it has tires, so not as good for what we're probably going to be doing.
Okay, well, that's fine.
I guess if anyone else has stealth, I think what we'll do is that some of the people that don't have stealth can leave and go to the ship, and then the people with stealth will try to sneak out last and go to the ship.
Sure, if you want to do that, give me some rolls.
I assume it's Zatar and I that are the sneaky ones.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Any bonuses?
Cover of night, perhaps.
I don't know.
Nightfall or evening. I don't know.
It depends when you're trying to leave.
I believe in this case it'd be called Bone Eye.
When would I would say the first question to that is when does Romulus actually finish setting up all the explosives?
About midday, if he starts sort of after breakfast.
Yep, which I would.
case, we should do it in like the evening then. Like not quite nightfall, but like dusk.
I will give you a +10 then to try and stealth.
Okay.
All right, we'll do it. We'll
Because
leave it dusk.
evening tends to be kind of busy, but it's not. It's also, you know, darker.
It's a little bit darker, and sometimes the sunlight can be in your face depending on the direction, which is kind of the idea I'm looking at. So, all right, rolling. I rolled 2 degrees.
That's 1 degree.
7 minus 6 is 1 plus the 1 for succeeding.
That's 2, yeah.
No, 60 would be 2.
No, you're thinking only war. In Dark Heresy 2nd edition, you only look at the first number.
Oh, is it first? Wow, that's really weird and confusing.
Yes, we've had this discussion
but it's
several
actually
times.
it makes it. I've had this. It's actually what it does is it simplifies it so that you don't actually have to do any difficult math. Just do 7 minus 6 is 1 and plus the 1 initial, and that's basically what happens.
I guess, but like, I don't like that.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Well, it.
I'm just gonna be curious. I would just like to know: are we gonna consider that as 1 or 2, in kind of going forward in the future? Because that might affect how I do things.
I'm gonna go with the only war one because I use that way too much, and that's how I've actually understood how this one has worked all this time.
Okay, fair. That's fair enough. So we'll assume that's 1 then. Got it. And I'll take that from here on forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly because my brain reads it through the only war way and trying like, you know, I've GM'd 2 games of only war and play 1, so.
That's gonna fuck with me because I've only used the Dark Heresy way for so long because that's just.
I would agree, but yeah, if it's your system, Deadlight, so we'll do what you want to do.
Usually Gray's really good at just telling you, but this is like one of the few weeks he's not here because he's apparently been eaten by Serene's dogs.
It's still gonna. I'm gonna do this a lot wrong then because that's how I've been calculating my degrees as well.
Generally, it doesn't really matter.
I'll try to remind you. Yeah. Okay.
90% of the time, it generally doesn't matter. Like, it's only really a post test that matter. The degrees really matter.
I'm assuming that that our enemy team might be rolling awareness, so I don't know, but yeah. Regardless, it's fine.
Okay. But yeah, so you sneak over to the ship. You don't think you are spotted. You will get in.
Can I roll I was like, can I roll awareness to see if I'm spotted or not while I'm sneaking away?
No. I want to roll awareness to spot the people trying to spot me sneaking.
In a confusing kind of way, it makes sense, but...
Yeah, in a confusing sort of way, it makes sense. In a non-confusing way, no. I don't care. I'm not getting confused.
Okay.
Oi!
Stop trying to confuse me with your confusion.
It's like my paranoid reasoning is more than anything else.
So yeah, where are you heading? Is the question.
To the drop site where
the first escape pod where there is a shrine, or the second escape pod?
Didn't we go to the one that already had a shrine though? Like, we're already there.
There's a shrine out in the wilderness, effectively, that is where they found the initial escape pod, but then they moved it to the city. So we could either go to where they found it, or we could go to Ravine.
Let's go to the ravine first.
Oh, I was assuming we're going to the Ravine,
Yeah, same.
where the second one is.
Okay, that's fine. That was all I was asking. So yeah. You arrive at the ravine. It is a ravine. It is deep. It's dark. It's probably nightfall time now. It's also confusing.
Confusing?
Yes. I'm continuing our previous meme.
We might hurt ourselves in confusion then.
So what do? You've arrived. You could land nearby. You could fly the shuttle down somewhat, but like you wouldn't be able to get all the way down. You're pretty sure.
I'd say fire shuttle down a little bit to keep it hidden.
As much as we can, honestly.
You wouldn't be able to land it in the ravine either. I suspect.
Okay, fair enough. On which part of this 40/30 mile ravine or the escape pod might be?
Near the middle.
Yep. Of course it's near the middle.
Of course.
Of course it is.
I can't make it easy for you.
Right, okay. Okay,
Although
guys.
your PCs, and you tend to make challenges harder for yourselves, really, regardless of what I say or don't say.
That's why I wasn't sure. Regardless, I guess our options are either we bunk down till daylight so that we can see better, or we just try to rush this and do it at night.
I mean, what
You
could
suspect-
go wrong?
You suspect... No, sorry.
My idea is that we send in the Xeno first.
You know, that's always your idea, and I never agree to it.
You don't need to agree. You volunteer.
I don't remember.
What's the weather actually? What is the weather looking like right now? Is it like a blizzard or like a flurry or anything like that, or is it like
It's-
calm weather?
It's a flurry. It's like snowing, but not heavy.
Okay.
You're aware there is meant to be a storm coming in with the next few days, but you're quite far out, so you don't know how much that applies to you.
Okay.
Serene, I'm going to assume your Xeno shuttle has an autopilot.
Of course, why wouldn't it?
For some reason, I'm just assuming the what's his face from Ragnarok's. You basically got his shuttle.
I've never seen and or played it.
Thor Ragnarok.
The movie.
Yeah.
Never seen.
You make me sad.
You
I don't watch movies.
It's okay,
Who
man.
the fuck doesn't watch
you're not
movies?
required. If you don't want to watch movies, you don't have to watch movies. Regardless, though, I'm going to guess this is going to be a similar situation where it's going to be Zert, Zatir, and myself are going to be going if we go at night. Otherwise, I can
Yeah, because I can see in the dark. Like, it's no big
see in the
deal.
dark per se, but I
It's
do
just-
have the necessary agility skills and whatnot to probably survive any fuck ups.
Bearing in mind, when you have to actually, when you get to the escape pod, you also have to actually interact with it.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Which I have at least one tick in most things that could be helpful.
Same.
If it's not completely underground, then maybe I can try to microbeat Romulus to run me through it, or use that. Yeah, well, something like that.
Yeah, so I'll go. I don't mind. It's just I don't want to go alone because we don't know what's out here.
I prefer to go.
I'll
Like
go.
I don't have acrobatics or athletics, so that's gonna be a problem for me climbing.
Just tie yourself to
It'll
Ren's back.
Either
It's
be
fine.
Zatir or myself will lay ropes down, and then Romulus can kind of
Can
descend
repel
after
them.
us, basically. Yeah, can repel after we've kind of We've
Yeah.
Get one of those
Yeah,
like
You're insane if you think that I'm not joining. I have to see this.
right. We're all gonna go unless.
Well,
someone
I
wants to
think
actually
we're
pilot the
talking
ship.
about the forward scout. Well, the
Yeah,
ship is
who's-
autopilot.
Who's gonna go as a forward scout? Yeah, that's a good point.
The most expendable one, of course.
The person with the highest chance of success should go. Not the most success.
No, you're thinking about this one wrong.
No, dude. This is the Imperium, Sam. You don't understand Imperial tactics like Ren does. The most expendable one.
Exactly, the Xeno goes first, and the mutant isn't here, so the Xeno goes alone. Bye now.
It's all right. I'll just be like one rope above you. That's what we'll do.
I mean,
No,
you can-
I'll be able to like, for example, if something attacks you, I'll be able to shoot it.
No, it's fine. The filthy fucking noble has to come last, so I'll just make sure when he comes, nothing works. It's fine.
Thank you.
Jeez.
I was going to suggest you could tie Romulus up like a parcel and just like lower him down that way.
I'm not entirely against that.
I think I'm
Uh,
gonna order
All right.
Get
So
my
going
men.
I
down.
guess it sounds like the order is Zatir, myself, Romulus, and then Julian.
I am going to assume Rach is coming along as well, because that just, like, seems
Yeah.
reasonable at this point.
Ask, yeah, if Flavia is gonna come as well. You gonna come too, Flavia? You gonna stay in the ship, in the warm ship with the mutant guy?
She might like the
I mean,
mutant.
the mutant has actually proved to be really useful.
He's not too bad of a butler. I approve.
Hey, mutant will stay with the ship. The rest of us will go.
Yeah, the mutant just growls when he's called a butler. Unfortunately, there are no gardeners.
He does.
Unfortunately, there are no gardeners for him to terrorize here, so...
So, yeah, I grab my standard kit,
Mhm.
and I go. Which my standard kit, normally I only carry my hand cannon, med kit, and, you know, the other
Yeah.
2 small things. But
I
this
do
time
have
I'm bringing
extra-
my shock maw, hallucinogen grenade, and a lock punch, which I got through requisition as character creation.
I was gonna say I also did wreck winter gear.
Yeah, you all
So I'm assuming
already
that's
have
things like
winter gear.
crampons, backs, extra rope, things like that.
Yeah, you already have winter gear because you needed it to survive outside.
Yeah.
So you start grappling down. It is quite deep, although I'm not going to make you roll because you basically have all the gear you need.
And I'm not in a hurry.
Yeah, you're not in a hurry, so it's a slow trek, but it is. You eventually get down there.
Yeah.
You do not see the escape pod when you get to the ground level.
Even we're at the correct location.
Messages. Have we gotten any messages that our house is blown up to fuck the assholes over yet?
No, you haven't got any messages since you've left.
It's probably too much interference.
Too much snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know better. Oh well.
You're pretty sure you should be able to see it from here. Although, does someone want to give me a surface navigate roll?
I can do that.
Hey, what now?
Surface navigation.
Surface
Hey,
navigate.
what now?
Does anybody else have it? Because we can double up and get bonuses.
I
have
do not
navigate stellar.
Okay, I'll roll it then.
I have operate surface. I can operate
fine,
the
I
dirt
got
to
it,
tell
I got
us
it.
what we want.
say I can look around. I don't know how to navigate the place.
I got
though.
it, you guys. Stop it.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You suspect after, if these escape pods were dropped when the footage was recording and stuff, this is probably about 10,000 years ago. So the coordinates might be a little out.
And it might be.
No,
like
it was at the edge the whole time, guys.
No, you suspect it might have been buried some.
Yeah, that's what we figured.
Have to dig. Okay.
Can I use the?
Hey guys, guess who has
Aus-
Burrower because he's a dirty Xeno? Oh
I
no,
use the
here I go into the
Auspex?
earth.
To figure out where it's buried?
Yes.
I'll try
can you
to.
give me-
I'll let him use the aspects. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I was going to say, do you want to roll me the tech use of it?
Yep. Back to what I was thinking.
Aspects. Yeah.
Just tell me where to dig.
Yep.
You scan around. Just on the edge, you sort of have to wander around a bit at the bottom, but just at the very edge, so about 50 meters down, you are picking up a concentration of metal.
Okay. That's where I'll point out to the filthy Xeno. I mean, to the Xeno.
Well, this is the
our
only
useful
time.
scout- Our useful scout.
Yes.
This is
Oh,
the
useful
only
scout.
time it's appropriate to call me filthy because I'm literally about to start digging into the dirt. So
It's
I mean-
always appropriate.
It's not dirt, it's snow.
there's dirt underneath it, most likely.
At
Maybe.
this point, it's probably like compacted ice.
And
Yeah, no, it's probably compacted ice. You're
Diggy, diggy, diggy.
Also, make no mistake, you're all only alive because you're useful to the Empire.
I'm going to make sure to get everything I dig up onto Julian. Even if I have to put in extra effort to fling it at him, I will.
Jesus.
so,
I
Julian,
wait
you're slowly
until-
being buried alive in snow.
Yes, I wait until he almost finishes and then I shoot him with the bolt pistol in the fucking head.
I'm going to look
Wait,
around
really?
to try to watch for.
Of
threats.
course, he's a
Whether it
Xeno and he's being uppity.
That's fine. The tunnels
around.
collapse after a round anyway.
Deadlight. I'm gonna look around for threats in terms of like either creatures or potential like avalanches or things like that.
I hand back the Auspex as well.
Yeah. Do you class party members killing each other as threats?
No, I don't count the party members as threats. I'm going to assume that no one's trying to kill me from my own party. I haven't done anything to anyone to warrant that. So I'm just going to use the Auspex to look around for threats. Rolling for threats.
Okay, I am generally a bit confused now what actually happens.
I dig.
Yeah, okay, you
I was
dig.
just being facetious.
Yeah.
I wasn't actually.
Yeah, please don't be facetious, because when I'm trying to work out what you are actually doing, it doesn't help. Okay, so you dig down. Now, if you dig yourself your tunnel slower and you let someone else follow you, you can definitely like have the tunnel reinforced so it doesn't instantly collapse.
Oh, then I'd follow him because I'm the
Yeah.
best person for extracting the information.
Yeah.
That's up to whoever wants to follow me. I'm just digging.
Yeah, I'll follow you.
I'm just watching for threats.
Okay. This is fine.
Like it's not like normal dirt where it's likely to collapse. It's compacted. It's effectively ice at this point. It's so compacted snow. And if someone's there putting some braces on the tunnels, which I assume you got because you suspect you're going to dig anyway.
Actually, on that point, it's enough to melt the walls slightly. If it's cold in here, the ice will keep the form.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
If you
Yeah,
have
assuming
a
that
flamer or
the
something.
pressure isn't ridiculously high on the ice, it should be fine to hold its form.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad. So once you've climbed down, you eventually reach the escape pod. Oh, you drunk. There is part of the escape pod you found.
Parts? It's not the whole thing?
Parts. Yeah, because you've just dug a tunnel to it.
I'm gonna start
Oh,
digging around it
understood.
towards where like a door might be or anything like that.
Sorry, Seb, I missed that completely.
No, I misunderstood. I thought there was like a debris field when you said parts.
No.
Of the.
I said pot, not an S. So yeah, you eventually dig your way around. It is still sealed up.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, that's gonna be nasty when we open this.
Well, hopefully there's Space Marine corpses in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or we have a free Space Marine corpse to
No,
become rich off of.
Just pause here for a moment. You do realize what they were fighting.
Could also still be alive.
The Space Marines, perhaps, but I mean, if they were fighting these crystal beings, and even one or two of them managed to get on board, those creatures are not stupid. And when
Yeah,
we
but-
open the door, there might be one on the other side.
If it's this deep down and has been for this long, I assume it's probably frozen. It might not be dead, but it's
Probably.
probably frozen.
We could always set some charges to blow it up
And
No.
destroy
bury
the
it, and
info
bury
we
it
need.
again. And bury it again.
Let's open it. What could go wrong?
Yeah, I'll
Um,
dig out enough room for the door to open, and then I'll let Romulus do whatever it is he needs to do to the door.
Yeah.
I'd also
I'll-
like to get to periodically talk to Zhang, in terms of like if he's spotted anything, since he's still in the ship, and I'm assuming the ship's not literally hovering right above us anymore, and it's kind of flown up a bit.
Yeah, no. You've had to you haven't even been able to just abseil right the way down. You've had to like land on a few ledges and adjust your ropes and stuff, because it's quite deep.
Right?
Um,
am I able to access? Is he actually in Vox communication with us?
It is quite staticky, but you are just about in microbead range.
I'll continue to try to talk to him.
yeah,
You know, it's basically an overall just like I'm doing security and surveillance so that we don't just get snuck up on randomly by anything.
Yeah, he's saying that the weather seems to be getting a bit stronger.
That's great.
So, the longer you take, the more,
Yeah,
the harder it might be to actually get out.
I've been
No.
trying to say I'm opening the door as soon as possible.
How?
Combi tool tech use, like
Okay, yeah, sure, go for it.
the only way I know how. I assume I don't have. Do I have
Yeah,
an
okay.
escalator? Wish I could put an escalator. I got
I'm
an
just
escalator.
asking, are you trying to break it off? Are you trying to cut it? Are you trying to blow it up? Are you using a lock punch, which is designed to do this sort of thing?
I think
Yeah.
one second. I'll check my gear. I think I actually have something for this. Do I have
What?
one?
I
I have
have
a
a...
multi-key.
Yeah, me too.
What was that? Sorry.
I have a multi-key, so could I use a security?
Not really.
Okay.
That's
It-
more for like any random locks in the Imperium, not like escape pod.
It was worth asking. Like,
It's not locked. It's frozen shut.
Oh, then I have a las cutter. Could I just put it to minimum setting?
Yeah.
And melt the snow quickly?
Yeah, that's fine. You do
Okay.
that, and then the door, you hear tss as pressure releases, and the door slowly opens. It
Okay.
is incredibly stale air.
Does it smell of old corpses and horrible socks?
No, but it does. Actually, those of you near it must take a toughness test.
Oh dear.
Oh,
We're good, Flavia.
Unless any of
We
you
don't have to take this test.
unless any of you got respirators.
I do.
Ah.
I do.
Oh, yes.
Like,
My
if-
hey,
Rolls a 4. Clutch 4.
hey.
One of my rare requisitions was void sealed armor.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So, Rex, you realise that this area is actually incredibly toxic because it's been stagnant for 10,000 years, and you have to scurry away. But Romulus, you're wearing a void seal armor, so it doesn't affect you. The door opens slowly, and all your worst fears are not true because there's nothing inside it.
Damn it!
It's also bad.
Damn it!
I mean, it's the all the seats and stuff are still there, but there's no like corpses.
I wanted a Xeno to burst out and murder us. Oh man.
Damn it. I wanted to steal something, well, I mean appropriate something old and valuable.
Okay, so I'm now inside. I go inside. And go to the terminal that contains its data core.
Terminal's there. There is a small red light on it.
Small red light. What does that mean?
The
It's on the
same
button.
thing it was last time? Hit the button.
I wasn't there. I wasn't in there. I was outside.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
small red light on a red button. On
Well,
a
if you
small red light on a
microbeat it,
button.
I'll tell you just to hit the button because I know what
I
it
mean,
is.
I don't
let him actually decide what he is doing as a character, as opposed to everyone constantly jumping in, which is starting to get a little annoying.
Yes, I'm having trouble doing what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Let people have their scenes. I appreciate everyone wants to be involved, but sometimes people can't do what their character is meant to do because they are always talking.
Okay.
So
I don't hit the button. I take out the data core, or I go and find the data core and take it out.
okay, don't press the red button. You take out the data core.
Okay. Does the data core look intact?
It does seem to be reasonably intact.
Okay. I copy the raw data onto my data slate in a separate partition.
It seems
Eh.
corrupted like the other one, most likely from age.
Please play
Which
the
is fine.
file now.
What?
I'm
was that, sorry?
standing behind you, looking when you're doing this shit, and asking, could you please press the red button? That's why we came down here, didn't we?
You came with us?
You went down the tunnel. Is that what you're asking?
I'm very confused.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
did
assume
you,
you've got a respirator then?
did
Yes.
you roll your toughness? Okay.
Okay.
I already took out the data core, so just go ahead. And I leave.
I mean, play it from your slate.
Didn't you hear? There's bad weather. We have to leave.
So,
and
is
I
there
leave.
anything else in here?
No, not that you can see. Romulus, you do realise that this ship, you suspect, might be from the Dark Age of technology.
Is there anything of value that would be easy to grab? The side?
Not particularly, no.
Then I don't do anything with it. I mark down its location and I leave.
That's fine. You do suspect though that this ship, this escape pod, and the ship that it was on might be from the Dark Age of technology, which is why it was requested by so many Space Marines. Different chapters.
when everybody's out of the tunnel, I suggest we collapse the tunnel.
Agreed.
Just so if
I'm
anybody
not
was
even
following
there
us.
yet, guys. You talk all the time. There's no like.
What? But you said you were there behind me, telling me to press the red button.
Yeah, but now you guys are already hopping out from there, and you know, there's like, yeah, fuck it, never mind.
No, what do you want to do?
It doesn't matter, man.
Okay, I'm gonna say it now. If you are not part of the scene, do not say anything. If you are part of the scene, please speak up. Because I cannot keep track of everyone, because sometimes scenes move on quite fast. If you don't feel like you can say something, type it out. I've got Discord open on one screen, and I've got Roll20 open on the other. I see most of what you're typing, and if I miss something, somebody generally draws it to my attention quite quickly. Is that all fair?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Cool. Anyway, so, are you leaving the tunnel? Are you investigating the pod? What?
Investigating the pod. I'm using my nothing escapes my sight for a automatic success in an awareness test.
This is definitely not designed for a human. It's designed for something a bit larger. Although those modifications seem to have been secondary, if that makes sense.
Retrofitted, you mean?
Hmm?
Retrofitted.
Yeah, retrofit, that's the word. Aside from that, the escape pod seems to be in pretty good condition, most likely from being at the bottom of a ravine for 10,000 years. But yeah, there is nothing remarkable about it. There's no, there's nothing additional stored on it. There is obviously emergency supplies, but they might be a bit out of date.
Yeah, but have they been used? Has anybody actually been in this pod?
Not from what you can tell.
So it got launched empty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's odd. Does the pod itself have any logs or such?
If they were on the data core.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Anything further?
Is there any heraldry on it?
Heraldry? Only that of the relentless retribution.
Okay. I'll take pictures of it anyway.
Yeah. But I'm not going to make you roll for it because you have seen it repeatedly in your investigation. But it looks like the same escape, well, not the same one, but like very similar to the one you saw back in the city.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
So, yep. Anyone else wishing to do anything with the escape pod, or are you just leaving it?
In time, while everyone else goes down to the escape pod, I'd probably be asking Flavia about how much she reads people's minds, and Roman will clearly be very concerned about whether or not she reads his mind or not, just like randomly. Because he doesn't really know much about psychers, and that they shouldn't just be casting powers willy-nilly for fun. So he would probably ask her just in a concerned way, like, "Are you reading my mind
Right now.
worried about?" Yeah. While we're at the top of the, while we're on lookout duty, so that's what he'd be doing.
So, Rach, how do you respond?
Yeah, how you respond? You read his mind.
Yep.
Roman will take her hesitation as a sign of something to be concerned about. He'll like, great answer right away. This is not good. This is not good. Is she reading my mind now? Oh God. Flavia, get out of my head! She fucking casts it.
Love it. Love it.
You can tell Roman definitely looks a little bit concerned in general. After that, he probably doesn't say anything. Just looks very concerned.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, I can't think of anything else to suggest unless another PC wants to suggest something.
I think we should leave.
I had a quick look at laws just in case there was something that popped up and was like, ooh, this strikes me as interesting.
But yeah, I think we should leave as quickly as possible because, like they said, the weather was worsening. Like I'm all for listening to the message, but we need to leave because the weather is worsening. And the longer we stay, the more
at this point, you guys would probably get back up from the tunnel. How deep was this tunnel, anyways?
The tunnel they dug? That was 50 meters to get down through.
Oh, 30. Okay.
50 through the ice.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty deep tunnel. Okay.
Yeah, it was on the very edge of the Auspex.
Okay.
And Auspex is, I believe, unless you've got a poor quality, is 50 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can dig at like 18 meters a turn.
Jesus Christ. That's
really good. That's really good, though.
I have Burrower 3.
Yeah, you're probably digging a little bit slower than that. No, you dig 3 meters a turn.
Yeah.
You don't dig like 18 meters per turn because you got all this boost.
Okay, yeah.
I was digging it worked like
you're like an orc drilla or something like that. Where the dirt just doesn't mean anything to you. You're just, it's like.
How I thought of it was it's Burrower 3, so I was like, when digging, you have the movement speed of 3. That's how I always interpreted Burrower.
Yes, but like things like quadruped don't affect it.
Yeah, I wasn't affecting it. That's straight up just 3.
Yeah,
running 18 meters. I don't know if you can run when you're burrowing though.
No, I don't think you can.
Action. Would it be like a full action 3 then? I'm not sure about that.
I would say either 3 or 6, not like running.
That's fine.
Or like things like sprint and stuff.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah.
It comes up so rarely that it's like never usually an issue.
Yeah. It's because I'm a Xeno.
I would almost guess maybe full move.
It doesn't explain it because the problem is by raw. If you look at flyer, with flyer you could sprint and everything else, so it indicates your base agility bonus. So I think he's right with Burrower, is that it's his base agility bonus is 3, so he could do 18 if he's sprinting burrowing, I'm agreeing that doesn't make sense. I'm saying that's what I think the book is intending it to be.
I would think it would be capped at like a full move, so maybe his cap is like 9 per turn. So he can't run or charge, for example, underground, but he could do a full move.
Yeah, I'm going to house rule that because sprinting underground makes no sense.
It's literally just air. I'm actually incorporeal underground.
Yeah.
What's a combat round in this game? 3 seconds?
5, I think.
5.
It's like 3 to 6.
Anyway, if it's 5 seconds, 3 seconds, doesn't matter. Try burrowing with any device 18 meters in 5 seconds.
Well, exactly, yeah. No one's arguing that. I was just saying I think that's what the book is implying, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, but in the same thing, in 6 seconds, apparently I can run like fucking 48?
That's actually not that fast.
That's like way more than what normal people can do.
You do realize that like the world champions run at 12 seconds in a hunt for 100 meters, and that's world champions.
No, 9 seconds.
Really?
9? Is it down that low already? Oh, okay.
8 point something.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
And bearing in mind, you're not running. You're a quadruped, so you'd be comparing it to things like a cheetah.
This is true.
So,
I don't know. Weird bits of the book.
Science, speed, knowledge.
Currently 9.58 seconds.
Interesting. Anyway, so you're going to start grappling up?
Yep.
Yeah.
I collapse the tunnel and then we go up.
Yeah. Okay. Are you continuing your slow speed, or are you going to try and risk going faster? Which may require some tests.
No, I'm such a
nervous
shitty
to go too
climber.
fast.
No, no way.
Okay.
I'll go a
That's
bit
fine.
faster so I can get to the ship first, since I'm the pilot.
That's fine. Can you make me an athletics apply?
Athletics? Okay.
Climbing is off athletics.
Should we also break for orbit?
I fade it. No, wait. No, I'm not gonna fade it. Fuck it. I'll take whatever consequences come.
I mean, you didn't fail it that badly, so you don't like
Fall
fall off the rope or do something nasty. But like, the rope has gotten a bit icy, and so it's not really that much faster than just normal.
Okay.
Bless you.
Yeah, I need to save my final fate point.
Save it.
Yeah, should we break for orbit? I mean, I don't think there's any point in going back to any habitat on the ground.
Yeah.
To...
Well, didn't we get 2 coordinates?
Yeah, we should go to the second coordinates. That's a good point. I forgot about that.
Yeah, perhaps there is still the place where the original drop pod was found. There might still be clues or evidence there that might be worth investigating.
Agreed.
Mhm.
That place was turned into a shrine and then the pod was moved. I don't think there's anything left. I mean, it's 10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And even cave paintings are sketchy.
Actually, do we know when the pod was moved?
You do not.
Where does the second set of coordinates roughly translate to?
Near the shrine, not actually at it. It's nearby.
We
Yeah.
could go there and see what's there. Just,
Yeah, we can just do a flyby and just see like what's up down there if we see anything. No big
Looking
deal.
into, we might find more things. And then Ren will just kind of randomly give Flavia like a suspicious look, like she might be reading his mind.
When we are like on the ship, it's time to watch the movie.
Yeah, I would play it. I'd play the video. Like I'd do the same thing as before. Recompile the video, and play it. And if people want to watch, they watch. If they don't, they don't.
The first video, it does definitely help. Especially, it's going to take some time to recompile the 2 into 1, so they actually, work. But the second one, the first video is like the first one, and it has the same message. Greetings, Battle Brothers. Due to the damage of our astrobot array, we have only been able to send a single. We have only been able to send a single brief signal from here before it completely broke. As such, you have followed and recovered one of our 2 escape pods. Detailed in its memory banks are a number of potential nexus points for the beast we fought on Jeskit 7, as theorized by Majos Sifrax. Unfortunately, the list is extensive, as the Majos machine was not as accurate as hoped. We will continue our investigation and attempt to locate it, so that the War Master may bring a war fleet to destroy it, and to avoid a doomsday scenario described by the Majos.
Okay. And those
That is-
those coordinates are part of the data.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, this is attached to 2 coordinates which match up to the first 2 coordinates on this planet. Same places. Most likely the 2 escape pods had the coordinate of the other one on the planet. There is also a list of other locations in the system. Not in the system, in the Fell Expanse. Stellar ones. It has the second video, but this one... There's bits and pieces of sound, but currently it's not really listenable to. You suspect if you compile it with the first video, you recover the first words. If you were to merge the 2 videos together, you might actually have something usable.
Okay. I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do that yet or wait for a time.
I don't do that right now. It's not a good time.
Yeah, I say we wait until we get back on the ship. Like the big ship, not my ship.
Well, at least we can with some confidence state that the doomsday scenario didn't happen.
Might have happened on another planet.
I I mean, if there are space marines talking about doomsday scenarios, I think it affects a bit more than just one planet.
Hmm.
Don't know what Doomsday scenario is, so...
Yeah, they're space marines. Could mean anything.
Tyrannid infection.
Yeah, back then, nope.
No, I didn't know about Tyranids back then. But yes. So you're going to the shrine and the location of the first escape pod.
Yep. Somebody really disagrees, of course.
Are we going to the Are we actually going to go to the shrine or to the coordinates near the shrine?
To the coordinates. To the coordinates.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that dumbass shrine.
The coordinates itself seems to be quite a forested hill.
Perfect. Is there any clearings to lay the ship down in?
The closest clearing is actually at the shrine.
Oh, just before you do that, do you have sensors on this ship?
I'd imagine so.
Can you maybe scan that hill and see what it's made of?
I can certainly give it a try. Red light?
Sure, give me an awareness test at plus 30. I'll have to stat your ship up, I think.
Yeah. We should probably like fully stat this thing up at some point.
The hill is made of hill stuff, such as dirt and stone. There are indeed bits of... with your flipping 6 degrees of success, you are detecting small traces of metal.
If it is there, it's probably deep underground like the last one, if not deeper.
Potentially. As you're scanning, you actually detect an area of hollowness, such as a cave.
Oh, there's a cave.
No, somewhere.
The metal seems to be from there.
Can I tell how big the cave is? Maybe if it leads anywhere?
It seems to be just a single cave chamber just from the hill. It would be big enough to fit the escape pod.
Alright, we have a general spot to head for.
Also, with your degrees of success, you pick up a... Well, actually, you don't even need to scan for it. There is a second ship landed nearby.
Those son of a bitches!
Oh,
It's
what kind of
combat
ship?
time.
Maybe if I had chance to finish my sentence, jeez.
Jump into the gun, Scott.
Sorry.
It seems to be from the charter captain, which you paid no attention to when you arrived. There are 2 life signs. Actually, no, there are 3 life signs.
Any of them in the pilot seat of that craft?
One seems to be in the craft. The other 2 are around the shrine.
Okay. I'll point that out to everybody, and I'll ask them what they want to do, because I imagine I'm trying to stay out of sight mostly in the ship. Well, not like out of sight, but oh no, this ship has like no fucking weapons. Complete civilian craft,
It's a yacht.
Is it-
It's a yacht.
Is it just an armor slider?
basically.
It's a Xeno ship.
Yeah, this craft is basically just for cargo and people. That's
Yeah.
I mean, we can modify weapons onto it, but it does not come with weapons. No. That was the specifics of me asking for the ship. Just so we have some way around.
What do you wish to do?
We can just fly overhead and I can drop Sneaky Boy over there off and he can just sneak over to the ship and see what's up.
Or we could just ask them.
I mean, you're kind of not being sneaky because you're in a spaceship.
Yeah,
A Xeno ship, especially.
A Xeno ship at that.
this is a good point. I mean, yeah, we could just land. I'm probably just being paranoid as hell, which is probably per usual.
Think we rush whatever the information is in the cave. I don't think we want to talk to the other people that much.
Well, you can go into the cave. I can act as a distraction for the people on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
The ship is landed near the shrine, isn't it?
Yes. You would have to land next to the ship.
Could we have Zang just staying in the ship, effectively kind of doing what we did last time, where he's staying in air, so to speak,
Yeah.
and we just kind of...
Yeah, Zengu can stay in the ship if you wish to park it up.
Yeah, if we park it, I'll just put the entire ship on lockdown and just let them stay inside. If anybody busts the lock, he can just murder them because who the fuck are you getting in my ship for?
Okay.
Happy murderers.
Breaking into a man's ship. Don't do that.
Unfortunately, I've actually lost one of my I've lost the image I was going to use.
I was going to say, I do think that some of us should just be dropped off at this cave first, though. If we're going to explore the cave. The people who are particularly going to be going to the cave, I think, drop them off first and then go park the ship.
The problem is it's going to require digging, which requires me. Because it's under the hill, as far as I understood it.
The cave system that's going on, so we might not actually have to dig. We might be able to just walk into the cave, and that'll just take us where we need to go.
It's literally just a chamber, as far as I know.
Yes.
Like, it's, stuff grew around it, and there's just a little hole in the earth. There's no way to it. We have to dig to it.
There. There is no way in. The hill is here. I'll draw some happy little trees if you like.
Better be dancing trees.
I like how you're all waiting for me to draw trees.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so, unless you can dig, we should just go together.
To be the one that flies the ship, I guess, is the question. Are you the only one that can fly the ship?
Does anybody else have operate aeronautica?
No.
Then it seems like I'm the only one who can fly the ship.
I was gonna say, what about Zangu? Is Zangu able to fly the ship?
I don't believe Zangu is able to fly the ship.
So we're either parking it and putting the ship completely on lockdown until we get back, or it's hovering. I would prefer to save the fuel a little bit.
We could just park it and leave the mutant who is AFK anyways on the ship to protect it. So done.
Yeah, so we park up next to the charter ship. Everybody getting out that's getting out gets out. I leave Zangu in. I lock the ship down completely.
Okay.
I even tell Zangu if anybody busts the lock on any of these, he can just murder him. I don't care about
Even
getting
if you-
bloodstains. I can
This is-
probably unlock it.
This is the part where Rex loses his car keys and now can't get back in the ship and gets murdered by another party member. He's not even here.
It's fine. It's fine. If I lose the car keys, then, well, I have no way of getting into this thing other than lock punch. So we're gonna have more problems than just me getting murdered. Let's go.
Okay. So who's going where?
I would like to go to the tunnel as well because I'm the best for extracting any information that we may find.
You're going to the tunnel. Ren, you're going to the tunnel?
Is the only other option to go to the chapel, and these chaps are basically in the chapel right now, except for their pilot, who is assumably still on the ship.
Okay, actually, I should probably get the... I actually had an image for this, so, it's not like a chapel, it is an open-air shrine. Let me go pull up the image for it, or one of the images, as my folder decides to lag out, so that's great.
Yeah,
Actually,
so
I'm almost thinking that since we're more face characters, Julian and I should just kind of investigate this shrine. We have a decent amount of firepower that I can bring if we do get attacked, assuming.
And to me and the Xeno.
I don't think necessarily that I'm going to contribute a whole lot, other than, you know, if we're just worried about these guys. Like if we're worried about them being hostile, for example, then yeah, there's no reason any of us should go to the shrine. We all just go. We either defend the ship or just go to the tunnel itself. But if we want to at least investigate the shrine...
Unless that charter ship has some firepower on it, I don't think they're going to damage the ship too much.
No, it's an Aegis lighter.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
They also have a single transport ship.
Yeah, so unless they have some crazy shit in their back pocket, this ship will be fine. We just have to make sure they don't get in the ship. If you
have
guys want to
no
investigate the shrine, you can.
Yeah,
There might
You-
be things to find at the shrine, though, is the thing.
you have no reason to believe these people are hostile. They have not done anything to you. They are a bunch of... They're a charter captain. Charter ship. Charter ships are like... you know,
Right.
they-
Yeah, I remember. It was one of the rogue trader groups, quote unquote, that we did. Which is the group that we bombed, though.
House Idris. These people, you don't even know the name. You didn't even ask the name of them.
There's a charter
is-
captain. They're
They were
insignificant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I think want to go to the tunnel. I think you and I should just go to this shrine to investigate and see what they're doing, what's up, and maybe just look around the shrine itself. And the rest of our friends and
Sorry, that was
the tier
a
can
lot
go
louder
to
than-
the tunnel. Yeah. And then Flavia can do whatever she wants to do. Hopefully not reading my mind.
I think Flavia should go to the shrine too, because if you're gonna be talking to people, she might be more helpful there than scanning for some invisible threat at a 10,000-year-old drop pod that's underneath the earth.
Fair enough. The one thing I'll do before we break to our different locations, and I'll give Romulus my auspex so that he can
Nice.
use.
I was about to say something too. Yeah. About that.
So those two are going there, then goes in the ship, so it doesn't matter, and you three are going to the shrine.
Split the party.
A juice break real quick. I have to take a bit.
Yeah, sure, we can have a 5-minute break.
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's have a 5-minute
Isn't
break.
your other game starting soon, Deadlight?
It doesn't start for over an hour. An hour and 10 minutes time, so I will wrap it up the session within the next sort of half an hour to 3/4 an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one scene in which I want to do, which is going to be the shrine scene, which might take a bit of time. So if we go break now, I can actually go find that image again. So yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
That's fine. He is.
And we are all back.
I was gonna say he's a young kid, so I'm not really surprised.
Yeah, he acts it. But anyway, we are back. So, I'm going to do the Romulus and Rex part first. Just because I think the other part is going to take a bit longer, and I think you two might want to turn up for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to take us long to get down there, open it, get the thing, leave.
Okay. So you go to the hill.
Plasma pistol gets to use plasma
Yep.
pistol.
Got Scott. So yeah, you arrive, dig down, and you enter a chamber. It is dark.
I can see in the dark,
Yeah.
because I'm a filthy Xeno. There's nothing I can't do.
This chamber seems to have once been a crater.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Orbital strike? No.
Orbital strike. Jesus.
That's a great answer for all problems.
In Rogue Trader it is, indeed.
But Samuel, the
Yes.
coordinates on your data slate you recovered from the 2 escape pods lead to this very chamber.
Okay.
Can I see the pod?
There is no pod. There are parts of the pod which most likely broke off when it impacted.
I'd
I'm a
like. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'd like to just do a quick scan with the Auspex to see if any interesting things pop up, like, oh, hey, look, there's a nuclear power core, or there's a data crystal buried underneath, or something along those lines.
Yeah, give me a rolling.
I will fate point that. It's near the end session. Mother pizza.
There is an old ration pack wrapper on your foot.
It's probably worth. Still probably worth quite a bit. Ironically.
You suspect it's probably from the colony, actually, when they recovered the escape pod.
Oh, sad panda. Sad. Okay.
Okay. Does this look? Does the wreckage symbolize either like just shoddy moving, like they were just really rough with it when they moved it, or does this symbolize like this is from the crash specifically?
It symbolizes it's from the crash.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'll start running around and just grabbing any bits that don't just look like scrap metal, and just
They all
start
look like
bringing it
scrap
over.
metal.
Oh, shit.
Do you have awareness
Don't-
or something? Do a search.
Yeah.
I don't. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for awareness. I don't see shit.
I honestly don't know what you were expecting to find here.
Or
I'm
curiosity.
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah. Do you make your way back to the ship or to the others?
I'll make my way back to the ship specifically,
same.
and I'll just take the scrap with me because I might be able to find use for it.
Okay.
You use the ration pack. Get that ration pack, guys. With the correct marketing, we can come rich.
I mean, it's just an old ration pack from, like, a colony in the middle of Nowheresville.
I will take the ration pack, and when I see Scott, I will just staple it to his clothing.
Yes.
You're gonna staple it. Okay.
But yeah, okay. If you wish to change your mind and arrive at the shrine, you are more than willing to do so. Should you decide that you want to be part of the shrine scene?
Yeah.
the
You
shrine.
assume it's really close. The two are really close, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all really, really close proximity.
You know what?
So
Then
you-
I'll go to the shrine then. How about
Yeah.
that?
So the three of you going to the shrine, you notice there are two sets of footprints, which makes sense. One is of a human, like a normal human. You suspect nothing of it. The other seems to be of a much larger set.
What kind of webbing in the foot? Does it look familiar?
It does look tactical, but it doesn't look like a normal boot.
Beastman foot.
No. It's normal shoe size, but it doesn't seem like it's off a boot. You would akin to it something more along the lines of...
Servitor?
What's that?
Like a servitor?
Maybe a servitor, yeah? Like, cyberized legs?
Is it the same size as the aliens we saw in the mine?
No. They had, three-toed.
Oh, okay. Chicken foot.
Yeah,
So
they
this
had
looks
more
like
of
a
a
cybernetic, like kind of like one of those cybernetic boots, so to speak, which could be
Yeah.
Servitor, could be a person. Not sure.
but it is more of the size of an ogrin's foot. So,
I do know. I have some experience with these cybernetic shoes and tracking people. They're fucking huge for no reason. Could be a regular person with just a giant boot, or it could be Bigfoot.
Or could be a space marine.
If it's Bigfoot, we could just capture Bigfoot.
God.
It's that way.
capture
Okay.
Bigfoot. There is no snakes in your boot.
Jess,
They are all frozen to death.
I will suggest to my teammates, that the two of them proceed forward, and I will do kind of like a sneaking flank maneuver in case things go wrong. It does seem like things are going to be cordial, so to speak. I can just come back around and enter normally.
I mean, this particular shrine, once might have looked grand, seems to have, like, been abandoned. Not, like, abandoned, but, like, it was built and is just sort of, like, poorly
Fallen
maintained.
into disarray.
Yeah.
So is it kind of like a combination of these two pictures that you've posted?
Yeah. It looks like it was quite big when it was originally made.
Okay. The kind of flanking maneuver of the general shrine itself,
Yeah.
to see if I can find something, and I'll try to be all sneaky-like.
As the first two of you enter, just give me a stealth roll for reference, yeah.
I don't do stealth.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, he's talking about me, yeah. Okay. 2 degrees.
I've actually got to drop the picture in because it is off the cap. As you enter, you see the first set. You see who's the owner of the first set. They seem to be there with a pic recorder, recording everything. As this image loads, I just realised I forgot to film.
New map.
Nope. It's of a person.
Where did it go?
Oh my gosh, does she have those anime eyes too? Guys, she's a mutant!
She doesn't have the enemy eyes.
No one has eyes that big!
They're cybernetic eyes. Thank you very much.
Oh. Excuse me?
Cybernetic anime eyes.
Those probably exist.
If they
Probably
don't,
do.
I'm going to make them.
They're more of a hindrance than anything.
I don't know, you could get some, you could probably get some bonuses for charm checks. I mean, large eyes apparently are more attractive, and things like babies and kittens and
Depends
those
on how
things.
they put on the human face.
But yeah, she's sort of there with the pic recorder in the middle of the room, recording everything.
Aren't you a bit lost from your usual route chartist, Captain?
She turns and smiles at you. I was wondering when I might run into you. Or your house, per se.
You have now.
So are you going to tell me your name?
Julian.
I doubt you care for mine.
Depends on the route.
She smiles and is like, I'm a free charter captain. It means I don't have a route.
A free charter, that's awfully close to a rogue trader, is it not? Except you're not allowed to leave Imperial space.
Oh, but there is so much in Imperial space. You don't need to leave it if you know where to look.
Picking up interesting cargo, I see. So, you just here for the sights?
In a way. Yourself?
Everybody needs to try and find the retribution at least once. This is my half-assed effort. Can't be, honestly, rid of it sooner. Last checklist, check mark on the list, and then we're off from this bloody rock for good.
I was under the impression that your house had already searched for it. let's just say.
It's complicated.
When isn't it?
Internal politics and the like. What does she seem
Not
to
on
be
her, by
taking
the way.
pictures of?
She seems to be taking pictures of. So there's still some of the walls are still standing, and there is murals on them. And she seems to be taking pictures of those, as well as a number of statues around the room. What was the room? Sorry, what was that, Scott?
Yeah, so the one thing I'm asking is, so I am doing the flanking stealth thing. Do I have like a clear shot on her and or this other I'm assuming she's not the one with the she's the one with the regular people feet and not the giant
Yep.
Bigfoot. So I'm gonna be looking for Bigfoot man if I don't see him, and or do I have a shot on this chick?
Can you roll me an awareness test, please?
Okie I don't have my Auspex, so I don't get that bonus, but I do have some good awareness abilities. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna re-roll that with my last fate point.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, where did you roll it?
I don't see another, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, it just lagged out.
I literally just, yeah, I was gonna say, I literally rolled a 100. Alright, re-rolling, because I don't want to get a 100.
The only difference I know that is power hit my booster.
I pass.
It was actually, he wasn't actually standing behind a wall. He was actually standing behind the big guy.
Yeah, you do have a clear line of sight. Do you aim your weapon at him?
I haven't started aiming my weapon at all. I'm also looking for where this big guy, where the guy with the boots might be.
You can't tell.
No, I do have my weapon out, so to speak. I'm not aiming it at her.
Okay.
And I would say the weapon that I have out. How far is she? Like, what is the radius of this kind of like shrine? So, like, what is her distance that I from me, so to speak?
5 meters, maybe 10 at like a bit further away.
5 to 10. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna say that I have the plasma pistol out then.
Okay.
Not aiming at her. I have it like in my hands though, like ready to shoot, but I'm not literally aiming at her.
Yeah. You're sort of ready for a combat.
I am looking around. I am trying to look around for this other guy though, because I do know I suspect there's a second guy around somewhere.
The sound of dice.
Shut up.
I can hear the sound of dice being rolled. I am looking for the second guy. That is the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, but did he out-stealth you in these giant boots?
He did, because my roll was not very good.
Yeah.
Like these boots.
At least I'm not like looking at myself and like a random scar that I got on my arm with a 100. So that's the important part. I'm not like blissfully unaware of everything.
Unfortunately, he did beat you in stealth. And so you hear a very loud click behind you. And you feel the barrel of something pointed to the back of your head. It's a very large barrel. Quite quietly, but quite a deep voice says, "Drop the weapon."
Basically, I have a gun to the back of my head. It says, "Drop it."
Yes. This also feels like a very large caliber. Like, you would guess this might be a bolt gun or something larger, sort of caliber.
Trim 4.
Okay. I can't say I'm too surprised by that. I can't say I'm too surprised by the results of this. Okay. This is the deciding moment, guys. Do I try to dodge what ultimately is going to be attacked? Because the foolish part about him is he hasn't shot me unaware where I can't dodge. So I can dodge, which my dodge is decent.
Let me counter that with a question.
Held action to shoot me is the problem.
Say you do dodge the shot. What's stopping this man from also holding a sword in which he's just gonna put in your chest?
Wait, do I have step aside?
We have no idea what this guy has. You just know he has a bolt gun of some type. So you
The
dodge
pretty
his
big
first
bolt
shot.
gun.
That's true. Well, this guy's got big feet, so he could just be he could be anything. And I've seen some very scary Magoses and murder servitors out there in the universe as other characters, but I'm just saying, I would just drop it. It's not worth the risk of dying.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to my microbeat will be now my microbeat is on so that everyone can hear me. I'm gonna say okay, I will drop. I'll say okay, I'll drop it. I'll drop the plasma pistol. And wait maybe like a second or two. Then, if he hasn't started to, like, if I don't feel the barrel has moved at all, or if I if I hear him moving or trying to like close in to like grab me or anything like that, that's when I'm gonna move. If he hasn't said or done anything yet, then I won't act until like about 3 seconds. Which if he does, then just let me know before I make my action.
What is your agility bonus?
5, because my next thing that I'm going to do is basically I'm going to spin around and whip out the hand flamer so that we're basically gun to gun and we're basically facing each other right away. But I am going to flip around and basically be pointing my gun back at him.
Yeah, when you drop the pistol, he says move, like, and sort of pushes you slightly on the back of the head to try and force you forward.
Okay, and with that, I mean, yeah, I'll start taking a couple steps forward, and then I'll do what I said, where I'm whipping around and pulling out the hand flamer, and basically now pointing. So now we're basically pointing weapons at each other.
Yeah, and you realise that this probably wasn't a good idea, because you are now facing a Space Marine in pure black armour, with one hand on a power sword and the other one on a bolter.
Okay then.
Damn.
Damn,
Get
it's a
outplayed.
Space Marine.
You just got snuck up on by a Space Marine, homie.
I mean, to be fair, he could have just hit it as a statue.
Like
the place is full of Space Marine-sized statues. He could have just stood somewhere in the shadow as a statue, and you would have walked past him.
Legit. You're holding a lighter to this guy.
You know, at that point when I'll whip around, if he hasn't shot me yet, and it's clearly a Space Marine, I'm just, you know, it's just gonna be like, this isn't going to work. I'll just drop the hand flamer as well.
He like goes, like, no. You suspect that he wasn't threatened by you pulling a gun on him, most likely because he was a Space Marine. You suspect that the reason why he told you to drop it was because you were sort of looking at the captain. The free chapter captain. And he goes, move.
Okay.
And just like with the slightest gesture, gestures towards the middle of the chapel.
I want to comment on this scene so bad right now.
Guns away and bring like they might freeze to death. I'd like to keep the guns. I promise I won't shoot anyone. I'm sure your presence is enough for you to realize I'm not trying to die.
Very well.
Pick up my guns and I'll stroll on into the center of the circle with the Space Marine.
Yeah, so the free charter captain is just sort of like eyeing up Julian and Julian's companion. Yeah, like As Ren walks in,
Right.
Rex and Romulus also walk in from the entrance, and the Space Marine steps out through an arch, follows Ren in.
Just gonna be like, I've met your friend.
I have to say, that's amazingly lifelike. I walk over to the walking servitor statue of a space marine and poke it with my walking stick.
He like
I'm gonna take notable steps away from this. So if he strikes, there's no way I'm taking collateral damage.
Like because you like sort of picked up your weapons, are like yeah no, like picking a fight with a space marine is probably a stupid idea. He's kind of lowered his bolter, but he like glances at Julian and goes, "Poke me again, and I will break your spine."
And that's where the glass shatters, actually. It's a real space marine.
Yep. He has no heraldry except for a single Imperial Eagle on his chest.
A
Don't mean to
black
interrupt.
shield.
But at what point do I arrive?
You are arriving now.
You're arriving now. You're seeing like Julian walk up, poke this guy with a stick, and go, "Oh shit, this is a space marine."
So I see this. So I walk into the room. I see a real space marine. I do a 180 and I walk right out.
Yeah, okay, that's fine if you just want to walk away from this guy. That is totally within reason.
Well, I'm just gonna walk to the exit and to the door and kind of like lean my head around, kind of just take cover behind the door.
I'm gonna do the exact same thing because I'm a filthy Xeno and he's a filthy space marine.
No. When I see you going to I'm guessing you're behind me. Like when I see you do that, I push you away. Like go.
The free charter captain kind of looks over and says, "Oh, hello. Do you want to come over so we don't have to shout?"
Yes, we've already gotten acquaintance.
She's not talking to you.
Oh,
she's not
okay.
talking to you. She's talking to the two that like walked in, turned around, and walked.
I was I was just kind of looking real awkward at that. I'll walk in. I'll walk in.
Looks like you're having some unfair advantages regarding finding the retribution.
I'm also going to stay directly behind Romulus at all times, so if any bullets come my way, they're gonna hit him first.
You suspect that if this guy was to open up, was to attack, he would just murder you all.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's not necessarily true. With accurate, I could do damage to him. And I also have a plasma pistol, so I could do damage to him. And if I
Yeah, you could do damage to him, but he is also a space marine, and because I like to hold space marines to the actual standard of the books, he would be freaking terrifying.
Oh, you don't even just, basic Deathwatch character would probably mop the floor with all of us.
Yeah.
I think the main thing that's gonna fuck us over is the likely and completely realistic fear checks that we'd have to take if we were ever to try to fight him.
Yep. The free charter captain goes, "Yes, it's a bit of a nice advantage. I don't have the resources of a rogue trader. I think it evens the playing field some." She smiles a bit smugly.
Evens gives you advantage. Who's to say?
Oh, Deadlight, I messaged our ship in orbit and asked them to do a scan of her vessel.
They will get back to you when they have scanned it. So she goes, "Oh, so perhaps we can help each other out. I'm aware that..."
Oh, you're looking for a deal, are you now?
Well, I'm not the one who bombed their own house, am I?
I have no idea what you're talking about. There was some terrorist uprisings here, I've heard.
Well then, unfortunately, the estate you were assigned has been blown up.
Oh.
Oh no! Yeah. let's try to deceive to be like, oh no, we've been attacked.
No, 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 this is hardly unusual. Our warrant has quite a few enemies. Part of the regular day-to-day ongoings, so to say.
Quite.
The Xanath of Warrant does have quite many friends, but also the list of enemies is a long one.
I'm aware. So, what have your discoveries found? Your searchings found?
Nothing really of any consequence. We saw the dropship
You have beaten us. You have beaten us here.
and this place.
So why was it you were coming from the endless ravine?
As you said, we've been on this planet before. Does the term dead drop mean anything to you? I smile slightly.
Oh well. Seems that you are just another useless rogue trader. Goodbye.
I'm gonna do a scrutiny. I was gonna say, I was about to do a scrutiny fellowship right before she said useless rogue trader goodbye.
Zitar laughs openly about him being called useless. Oh, that's great. Actually, I'll do a willpower to see if I can not laugh. No, I laugh.
Okay, before that very second of your useless goodbye, I would like to do a scrutiny fellowship to get to know whether or not she's literally like if we're literally having to worry about them trying to kill us right now. That's basically the main thing. He's like, am I having to worry about this space marine trying to shoot me right now?
Okay, yeah, you can roll scrutiny.
I do not understand what's going on.
You're pretty sure she thinks, like, you guys are just worthless. Like, you are not worth her time at all, in the slightest.
I'd like to speak up at this point, since I didn't enter the room, and just say, so why are you here specifically?
She, like, stops and thinks for a moment. It's like, let's just say I'm not a normal free charter captain.
Yeah, no shit, you have a big guy behind you.
And your eyes are disproportionately large.
She chuckles slightly. Yes, I do travel with a space marine. But seeing as you cannot provide me with any answers, I don't feel like I should provide you with any either.
And
What kind of answers can you give? That's
Well,
the important part.
you don't know why we're here, but we also don't know why.
Oh, we all know why we're
She-
here.
I was gonna say,
don't
we-
we,
She points to Julian, so you're telling me he's been lying this entire time, which doesn't surprise me?
Possible, I don't know what he said.
Such a thing.
She now just like turns her back to Julian and is like addressing the rest of the party.
I
think
mean,
most of the party is pretty close to each other, except for probably Ren and the Space Marine, who probably came out from like a random direction.
Yeah, like the Space
Direction,
Marine's kind of like moves so he can oversee the party. If anyone like tries to move around him, he will like instantly adjust himself, if that makes sense.
yeah.
I'm going to start. I'm actually just gonna, as this is happening, after a little while, after it's like she's not immediately trying to kill us, I'm just gonna start looking around the shrine.
Yeah, like that's fine. He has no issue with
Start
you
getting
looking around,
started.
but you do know like
Check then on that. I'll roll.
yeah, sure, you can make an awareness test to thing.
Awareness or scrutiny? Awareness is like a search roll, or sorry, scrutiny is usually if you're like searching for something. Awareness is like if you unconsciously just pick something up.
Either or. Generally, I use scrutiny for more reading people, and awareness for more
It's
like,
the same
investigate.
roll. It's the same roll for me, anyways.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. Yeah. Yeah.
As you're looking around, it's oddly familiar of that second recording from the ship. The one where you saw the 25 Space Marines with the dreadnought and such. From what you can see of the walls, it's like that. But yeah, she's like looks around. It's like, well,
Well, what happens if we did have something to exchange, but we don't know what you want? So unless we know what you want, we don't know what to exchange. I want her to fucking say it.
well, she's after the relentless retribution. It's like it should be obvious what I'm after, but perhaps not for the same reasons as most others.
Well,
Question is why wouldn't you simply walk into the chapel with the Space Marine? I'm sure the people would literally worship his feet.
Do you know something called subtlety?
You have a Space Marine, why would you care about being subtle? No one's gonna fuck with you if you have a Space Marine. And he's not actually straight up looking at it. Like, he'll give passing glances from time to time, but he's still kind of looking around the shrine, so to speak, kind of putting things together right now, I would say.
There are others who might be interested in the sighting of a Space Marine in such a remote place, shall we say.
Like crazy fanatics willing to bomb a church.
Oh no, much worse than that.
There's... Are we talking of the other rogue traders' houses then?
if
She just rolls her eyes. It's like, yeah, sure, let's go with other rogue traders then, to keep it simple for you.
At this
we were...
point, guys, I think out of character, I think we just tell her.
No,
She's
but
sorry.
I'm
There's
trying to get there. I'm
competition.
trying to get there, but you guys keep going off topic.
Absolutely not.
I'm trying to figure out. Yeah. So,
Why the fuck would we help her?
because I'm trying to get there.
We'll see.
Where?
I would ask. I want to ask her if we were able to help you, what would you be able to give us in return for our help?
Well, I certainly have access to information that you, even as rogue trader, even at the house, an old rogue trader house such as yours, would not be able to get hands on. Thanks to my friend back there. He gestures to the Space Marine, who just kind of like nods slightly.
Could you give us an
From the
example
order
of such
Xenos.
information? Like not the actual information itself, but like what the general topic of information you're talking about?
Space Marine battle records. Do I really have to spell it out for you?
Oh, Space Marine battle records against these. And I put on the video, recent
What
video we
video?
made. Can you just not fucking interrupt me, please?
No,
And
but
I'll let
you don't have
know.
a copy or a video.
You don't know what the hell I'm talking about, so don't interrupt me, please.
Okay.
And I put on the video we made in the mines of the monsters.
Oh, that. Sorry.
She reels back, just like, oh, right. The Space Marine steps forward, walks up to Julian, and is like, tell me everything now.
Well, I can give you the folder, but it's on a vessel. I'm not carrying it around for fun, you know.
Very well, then transfer it. At this point, your ship foxes back and goes, we scanned her ship. Her ship doesn't seem to have anything of real interest, except it's sending communications out to a black spot in space, nearby, the edge of the system. And we scanned that, and there's a vessel running on silent out there.
So
Of
kind of
course
vessel?
there is.
It's hard to tell what kind of vessel it is because it's running on silent.
Oh, okay. So
It's certainly scarier than, it's certainly not like one of her rubbish. It's not going to be like a rubbish trade ship like she's got.
Yeah, warship.
But
It's a
Honorable
crime.
Marine, I would require a quid pro quo. I require what you know about these creatures. They're damnably hard to kill, and anything on that regard would be of utmost use. There is an infestation on an Imperial planet.
Then the appropriate authorities will be notified of it.
They already know.
He goes, so you're the Inquisition then?
That's one word for it.
No, subtlety dies.
Hey, there's
I mean,
Space Marine.
suddenly dies to the Space Marine.
Yeah, they're a bit above normal pay grades.
Then perhaps we can help each other.
Perhaps.
That would be best.
Those beasts are notoriously hard to kill, but so am I.
Considering it took, what, 5 entire legions of your kind to put it to rest the last time. I'm sorry to say this, but just one Marine does not fill me with utmost confidence.
You're referring to Jasket 7. Jasket
Yes.
7 was a full-blown infestation. I doubt that whatever you're dealing with is of such a high level.
Yet.
That
they
is
were
true.
birthing a queen.
Queens are stage 2. That was
Indeed.
stage... He thinks for a moment. 5 at
I-
least.
I put up the picture of the giant cocoon thing.
Stage 2 sounds manageable, problematic but manageable.
How about orbital strikes?
Orbital strikes work, but it does not guarantee death. If you've run into these things and survived, you are notoriously lucky. But, shall we say, simply, there are not many things that can survive exterminators. Those things seem to be able to.
We didn't so much run into them as run away from them, but indeed we did encounter them quite recently as well.
He chuckles. Sort of like you're running away from them.
I blip a few things on my wrist and inform the ship to send over whatever we have on the things to the Chartist captain's ship.
I was actually about to say, Ren's like, well, perhaps then our ships should begin talking to each other. We certainly, while we represent a very powerful organization, we can't necessarily speak on all these matters, especially divulging important information.
To a Space Marine, I don't think even the Emperor would mind.
At this moment, Arix foxes you and goes, "Why the hell should I transfer all our information on this subject to a flipping charter ship?"
Oh, because they have a Space Marine with them who's fighting those things, and he was rather adamant on receiving the files. And he has a rather big bolt gun.
He's like, I would suggest at least opening communication. You don't necessarily have to give them everything off the bat. But we don't think that we have the authority that you perhaps might have to broker an agreement with this group.
She voxes back and it's like, very well. Perhaps we can retire to orbit and discuss things from there, as opposed to willy-nilly transferring classified information, even if it is a space marine.
Agreed.
And you know, Ren will then look to the captain and be like, we will be in contact with you.
She chuckles and nods. He has a way of getting what he wants, does he not?
Although, I am curious of one thing. Are you aware of the vessel that's following you?
What vessel?
Oh, running silent in the outskirts of the system. That
Of course
vessel.
Of course I'm aware of that vessel.
In that case, then, let's have dinner.
Don't eat dinner with him. He eats weird things.
Only on occasion.
She like chuckles.
I'd make your own dinner just to be safe.
And he'll be like, I think our master would like to talk to you further. And apparently from orbit is what it sounds like.
She nods and goes, very well, we shall retreat to the edge of the system and discuss things. I imagine your house doesn't want to be openly discussing things with a charter house if it can avoid it.
Oh no, we need to keep face, you know.
I know how your types are.
And he'll kind of nod and start like heading towards the ship.
Oh yeah, I'm running there.
Yeah, if you guys, she will go back to recording everything, and the Space Marine will just sort of go back to standing in a shadow. And I think that's a very good place to wrap the session.
So we go back into orbit.
Yeah, you can go back into orbit, and then next session we can do you guys panicking before actually talking to these guys in like a proper discussion.
We're gonna be the ones who have to broker the deal? Man, we're not we're like acolytes, man.
Yeah, Eric's will be there, but like I want like you guys to be there as well because I think that'll be fun.
You always assume Eric's isn't gonna do shit until she absolutely has to.
Yeah, like Eric's will do the bare minimum of work.
Yeah, like legit, she will not do a damn thing until she has to.
Ooh, Deadlight, can I do like an inquiry check to try to go over her head and talk to the person above her to get them on our side to do this deal?
There's nobody else on the ship.
Is this Eric's ship?
No, it's mine.
Yeah, Eric's. There are two like notable Inquisitor agents on that ship, which are above you. One of which is Eric's, and the other one is the astropath Eric's uses to communicate to her boss. There are a few other acolytes on the ship, such as Jenny, which is the daughter of a Magos, and was a clone. There is also Magos Lasky, which is a Magos biologist who specializes in cloning people, especially all their memories.
Fun.
That's horrifying.
Yep.
Yes.
Do we still have our prisoner?
Yeah, your prisoner's still about.
Yes. All right, we got.
There's also a few other like acolytes about on the ship.
Okay, so in terms of going over her head, it'd basically be talking to an astropath.
Yeah,
hoping that he's nice. So unlikely.
Yeah, you'd have to talk to the Inquisitorial astropath, because the ship has a normal astropath team and then a specialist astropath which deals with only the Inquisitorial stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but the ship is not an Inquisitorial ship. It's seconded from the Xanaton fleet.
Mm-hmm. The Inquisitorial, the Inquisition is just using it.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Damn. Alright, Operation Go Over Our Boss's Head to get promoted is gonna perhaps be on standby for now.
Yeah.
Also, that is the... I'll just click shit first. That is actually the recording from the dropship.
What? Where?
The message from the Relentless.
Oh, yeah. There.
That's the one I've said. That's the one that was recorded and plays when you enter the escape pods, which you didn't do either time. But yeah.
Oh, War Master. That's a nasty word nowadays.
Yeah, when I heard War Master, I got kind of nervous for a second there.
Mean,
then
bearing in mind,
It's chaos.
would you know marks of power armor?
None of us would. I don't think we have any.
I think Samuel and Mike. He's got Archaeotech.
Archaeotech.
I have Legend. I mean, sure, but I probably would know them on just how they are rendered in art.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're suspecting this is quite possibly pre-heresy stuff.
Speaking of, the armor that the Space Marine is wearing, is it like modern-ish or ancient?
See?
It's a honestly, it's a Black Shield. So Black Shield armor actually resembles no mark of armor. They heavily customize their armor. So
Oh,
you,
No, no,
yeah,
no,
like,
no, no. The armor can look as anything. It can be any mark, but they take any distinguishing marks from their chapter away.
Yeah.
So it can be a mark 5, 4, 6, 7, 8. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't look like any standard power armor. I don't have an image for him. I was looking for one, and I did see some nice ones, but the few which I was going to roll with, I was like, that's actually a chapter, god damn it. So I might try and get something for him next session.
Didn't you just Google Black Shield?
Yeah, I googled Black Shield, but like I didn't want the generic one. I wanted like more of an actually posy one.
Ah, okay.
Like just a generic Space Marine. Yeah, it resembles him, but it's sort of like, I want something cooler. So yeah, how did you find the session?
Diggy.
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 Diggy hole.
It was very much in a case of. It was very much a case of prepping. Like there was a lot of prepping. Like not a lot happens because we were dealing with one thing at a time. That takes time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Vanera, that just takes time.
Yeah, like. But like, yeah, black shield armor can look like any mark of armor.
I'm scared of Flavia reading my mind.
There was a bit of an issue with people talking over each other, and like preventing people from. Yeah, like, Rach, the only thing I ask is if you're going to do something, just say before you start rolling, because I don't know what you're doing otherwise, so I can't have characters react appropriately.
I think he said he wanted one more actiony, not generic.
No, I'm just looking at the mark. This is actually the Emperor's old rune before he got the eagles on the center torso.
Is that a Mark 4 or Mark 5?
Mark 4.
That looks like a Mark.
Mark 4, okay.
Oh yeah, it's Mark 4 because of the boot.
I always
no,
forget
not because of the boot. It's the grill.
Grill? I thought that was Mark 3. Oh well. I'd have to go actually look at the book again. I know it's in one of the Deathwatch books. It's like all the Mark armors and stuff, which is really cool. Which actually gave me the idea for like this entire plot line of like.
You can actually see them here.
Nice.
Mark 3 has very different. It's more of a medieval style helmet, quite similar to Mark 2. If you scroll down on the page, there's history and development. Starts with Mark 1, the Thunder Power armor, and then goes to Crusade and Iron.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Could he be wearing the armor I just posted?
That would be an Iron, I think, Mark 3.
I don't know.
That's a Mark 3.
Yeah, it looks like Mark 3.
If he's wearing that, I can't respect him because that looks stupid.
That's why I said it'd be hilarious if he was wearing that.
You're like, we actually can fight. Guys, we have a chance to win!
As long as
I am quite tempted to say he's got the Mark 6 beak helmet because I always really like those.
Beakies, yay.
Yeah, I love the beaked helmet. I don't care what anyone says, it's awesome.
What was the point of the beak helmet? I forget why it had that beak on it.
It's got advanced sensors in it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's also mainly for melee, so it has a harder to strike it from the front.
Kind of has deflecting armor, yeah.
Yeah. The Mark 7, I believe the Mark 7 helmet is the best helmet. Unfortunately, it cannot be used the Mark chest plate, which is the best chest plate, because it protects the neck. And it is the Mark 6, 7, and 8 are all interchangeable. They are like the 6 and 7 are like near identical.
Yep.
And the 8 is stupidly uncommon as well. And then you got Power Armor 10, because Primus Marines.
That's weird stuff.
Yeah, like that goes into Weirdlands. But yeah, I will try and get a picture for him between this session and next.
Enough.
So yeah, 100 experience for this session.
Cheers.
The vote. Who are people voting for?
Down the line.
Okay. Samuel does not vote for anyone. Serene?
I vote for Romulus.
Oh. Okay.
Scott?
I'm gonna have to go with Romulus as well.
Rachel is voting for Serene. And Seb?
Syrian as well.
And because Romulus decided to not vote, Romulus and Serene both get 50 extra XP. And I've got to work out how much XP you're at.
Oh, because you give plus 50, it makes it awkward to tell.
Yeah, no, like, I keep track of the base experience.
We had 33, I think.
No, I'm just looking at the last time.
He at 32, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yep. Should be
In
32.
whatever chat do you want to pin it? When after the XP is distributed, I always just pin it in a chat, my Discord channel, so that you don't have to try to remember it.
I try to and then forget.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because I've
I
only
keep,
won 2 votes and I'm at 33, so yeah, we should be at 32.
like I keep track of the base experience. This is the experience everyone should be at, like at least be at. If people have gotten the votes and they are at more and they forget or lose it, that's not my issue. So, but yeah, I hope you've. I'm just going to quickly end the stream. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I shall see you next week. Bye.
Ciao.